Back here at the MLB Youth Academy in the city of Compton for another edition of Academy Barons Baseball. The Barons had 3 days off due to the California Collegiate League Showcase. Only 8 games remain on the season as they look to finish the year out strong. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The Barons are currently on a 6-game losing streak and have lost 9 of their past 10 games. They host an 8-18 record on the season and are 4.5 games back of the final wild card playoff spot. The Academy Barons are led by manager Kenny Landreau. He's joined by assistants James Bishop, Lorenzo Gray, Tank Kazarian, and pitching coach AJ Monterez. The Waves enter with a record of 4-6 on the season, and this will be their second to last game in the CCL. They also play in the Western Baseball Association and have been busy playing 30-plus combined games in both leagues. San Diego is led by manager Jake Rico with assistants Devlin Linman, Vince Colby, and pitching coach Lewis Cohen. Some players to keep an eye on in tonight's match. For the Academy Barons, keep an eye on right fielder Jacob Klanowski. He went 2 for 3 at the plate in Sunday's loss to the Orange County Riptide. He struggled a bit on the season, hitting 182 in 20 starts, but he's a big, powerful bat in the Barons lineup. He hit a few over the right field wall during batting practice today, so look for Klanowski to play a part in the Barons' success. And for the San Diego Waves, keep an eye on catcher Cole Snido. He's hitting .444 on the season and leads the team with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Look for him to make an impact as he bats cleanup for the San Diego Waves and manager Jake Rico this afternoon. We're going to cut to a break, and when we return, we'll have starting lineups and the first pitch here at the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Barons are in their navy blue uniforms, white pants, returning back to action here at the MLB Youth Academy. It's their first game in 3 days. They had 3 days off with the CCL Showcase taking place yesterday. The CCL South team came out on top by a score of 7-5. We had a few Barons on the roster for the CCL South last night, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that game, but let's go ahead and get into today's game. Remember, the Barons are 8-18. The Waves are 4-6. The Waves are one of 3 new affiliate teams to the CCL South this season. Starting lineup for the Waves will look like this. In the leadoff spot, it's right fielder Matthew Thomas. In the 2 spot, it's left fielder Jacob May. Macano Alaso will bat in the DH spot and hit third. In the cleanup spot, it's catcher Cole Snido. Batting 5th is first baseman Andreas Nilsson. Center fielder Elijah Cook bats 6th. In the 7th spot, it's third baseman Jacob Hudson. Michael Myra will play 2nd and bat 8th. And Austin Palmaris will bat in the 9th spot, rounding out the order for manager Jake Arico. On the mound for the Academy Barons, it's a right-hander who spent this last season at Fullerton College by the name of Wilfredo Valenzuela. So Valenzuela gets the start, and the defense behind them will look like this. Behind home plate, it's catcher Isaac Ocampo. In the infield, at third base, Nathaniel Williams. At shortstop, J.J. Nielsen. Chip Mertz will play at second base, and at first, Jason Del Villar. In the outfield, from left to right, Antonio Lujan, Alejandro Torres in center, and Jacob Klanowski in right field. That's the starting defense. Top of the first inning, and first pitch just about on our way. Valenzuela will make his 4th start on the season. 6 appearances for the Barons. He has a record of 0-1, a 6.61 ERA. And Matthew Thomas will lead things off. He wears number 34. He's playing right field for the San Diego Waves. The Waves also play in the Western Baseball Association along the likes of the San Diego Bombers, who we've seen plenty of times here at the Academy. First pitch from Valenzuela runs inside, and it does graze Thomas, so he'll be awarded first base. So not a nice deal start for the Academy Barons. You mentioned 8 games left on the season. 8 games left, 4.5 games back of the final playoff spot, so there is a chance. But they have to take care of business here. Have a good chance to pick up some wins this weekend. They're playing the 3 affiliate teams, which are at the bottom of the league. Tomorrow, the San Diego Bombers and the Philippines Baseball Group on Saturday evening. First pitch outside to Jacob May. There's a runner on first. Nobody out. Valenzuela from the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. First strike of the outing. 1-1 the count to Jacob May. May makes his 6th start on the season for the Waves in the CCL. He's hitting .278 on the year. Small lead at first, and Thomas draws a throw over. He's back in standing. One and 1 the count. On the ground, over to the right side of the infield, and it gets in to right field. Runner heads for third base. Here's the throw from Klanowski. Williams had to lean to his left to make that grab, so no tag. Runners at the corners. First hit of the ball game for the Waves. Nobody out.
Coming to the plate for the Waves, designated hitter number 37, Macano Alaso.
Del Villar holds the runner at first base and steps the DH Macano Alaso. Very productive day at the plate last time he was here. 2 for 4 with a home run, a double, and a walk. First pitch breaking ball, an effective one. Called strike on the inner half. The arsenal for Valenzuela that we'll see here this evening. After the throw over to first base, back in with the slide is May. Valenzuela features a fastball, slider, and a changeup. The righty comes set, delivers another breaking ball past the third baseman, and it gets into left field. It stays fair. One run comes in to score as the Waves take a 1-0 lead. 2 runners in scoring position. Tough to tell in that corner from our angle. Lujan threw his hands up, and the third base umpire, Tom Fitzpatrick, going to check things out. Currently, both runners are at third base. Haven't had an official call yet from the home plate umpire. Behind home plate, it's David Spigner. Andrew Thomas is at first base. And it is a ground rule double. 1-0 is the score advantage Waves. Nobody out. May stops at third base. Infield will play in, nobody out. 2 runners in scoring position. Valenzuela makes a move towards second and no one there to cover. So Alasso jogs back. First pitch to Cole Snido. Tapper to the left side of the infield. Nielsen charges, gives way to Williams. Williams throws over to first. Only play, and it's the first out of the inning. Coming in to score from third is Jacob May. 2-0 is the score now. Here in the top of the first. An RBI ground out for Cole Snido, RBI number 9. We mentioned he leads the team with 8 RBIs on the season. Runner at third base, 1 out. Infield stays in and steps Andreas Nielsen, the first baseman. First pitch is inside, and it gets away from Ocampo. There's the third run of the game, 3-0, the advantage for the Waves. One 0 the count. Base is empty. Infield will scoot back. 2-0 now as this one misses down and away to Nielsen. Nielsen gets the start at first base, hitting .281 on the season and now 10 starts for the Waves. Down and in. 3-0 the count. Nielsen is tied for the team lead. Actually now has sole possession of the team lead with 10 starts on the year. Dmitry Sisitko right behind him. They both entered today's game with 9 starts, but Sisitko got the day off. So Nielsen now leads the team with 10 starts on the season for the Waves. This misses upstairs. A 4-pitch walk to Nielsen. There's a runner at first base once more. 1 out in the inning. Not an ideal start for Wilfredo Valenzuela. His last outing came in relief as he pitched an inning and 2/3 against the Riptide back on July 6th. First pitch to Elijah Cook, breaking ball outside. Cook plays center field today for the San Diego Waves. Del Villar holds the runner at first. Second pitch, rip past Williams at third base, again into that corner. Nielsen heads for third base. Cook has a double with 1 out in the inning. 2 runners in scoring position for the Waves. Second double of the inning. Now we'll see the likes of Jacob Hudson, the third baseman, gets his first at-bat of the evening. Isaac Ocampo has a quick conversation with Valenzuela, now returns back to home plate. Valenzuela played this past season at Fullerton College. Ocampo at Golden West. Both teams play in the Orange Empire Conference. A lot of members from that conference here on the team for the Barons this summer. Looking for win number 9 on the year. Infield in at the edge of the grass. First pitch to Hudson. Pass Nielsen at shortstop. It gets into left field for Lujan. Hold sign on at third base. 4-0 is the score for the Waves. Nielsen scores. And Hudson picks up the RBI single. Cook at third base. Runners at the corners. I will see the number 8 hitter, Michael Myra. 4-0. Barons have yet to have an at-bat here in the top of the first. Check swing, foul, ball right side. Myra gets his 5th start on the season, hitting 154 on the year. Runners at the corners. Valenzuela delivers. Ocampo backhands the ball in the dirt. 1-1 the count. Middle infield and double play depth, so a ground ball could get the Barons out of the inning. Hudson at first. Ocampo blocks another. 2-1 the count. Check swing. Home plate umpire said he did go around. Myra's down to a 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at the corners. Valenzuela delivers. Breaking ball, down and away. Batter on deck is the shortstop, Austin Palomares. He's the 9 hitter. Valenzuela jump move over to first. Back in safely is Hudson. Hudson at first base. Elijah Cook at third base. The 3-2 in the air. Shallow right field. Konofsky races in. Calls off Mertz, and there's a big collision between Mertz and Konofsky. Both players are down. Torres grabs the ball. A scary moment there for the Barons. Another run comes in to score as Cook touches home plate. 5-0, but all the concerns are on the 2 players down on the ground in right field. The trainer going to come check out both players for the Academy Barons. Got a ball right in between the second baseman and the right fielder, Konofsky. Konofsky, a pretty big guy, standing at 6'3". We've had him on here on the broadcast. Rather big player. Collided with Chip Mertz in the shallow right field grass. Mertz running backwards towards or from second base. Konofsky coming in. Big collision. Konofsky did make the catch to record the out. There's 2 outs in the inning. Does look like Konofsky is up to a knee. Mertz holding his leg. He has been moving, though. Both players moving, which is a good sight to see, especially when both players were blindsided by the contact. So with both players up and moving, we'll go ahead and cut to a commercial break. Give you an update when we come back.
Number 26, Cole Belfonte.
So we have a substitution on defense as Jacob Konofsky was carted off the field. We hope he's all right. Chip Mertz is going to stay in the game, and taking over at right field is Cole Belfonte. So Belfonte will presumably bat in Jacob Konofsky's spot in the bottom of the first. He takes over in right field. First pitch to Austin Palmares is a ball. A long break in the action for Valenzuela. There's still a runner at first. That's Jacob Hudson in the air, foul right side. Scary moment. Both players were able to get up under their own power. Jacob Konofsky looked like he was in a lot more pain than Chip Mertz. As Mertz stays in the game, Konofsky carted off the field. We'll provide you with any updates as soon as we hear back from one of the members of the Barons staff. We hope both players are okay. Slider on the edge of the zone. 1-2 count. Valenzuela has a chance to end this nightmare first inning. 5-0 is the score. Waves lead, 2 outs. Del Villar holds the runner at first. 1-2, foul ball right side. Austin Palmares steps back in. Shortstop today for manager Jake Rico and the San Diego Waves. Hitting .214 and 8 starts on the season. Slider hit onto the ground for Nielsen at short. Had to make a backhand play and won't have a throw at first base. An infield single for Palmares. 5th hit of the game for the Waves already. The Barons have yet to swing their bat here, and now the 10th man to come to the plate in the top of the first inning. We're going to see Matthew Thomas again, who led the game off with a hit by pitch. To Thomas, gets his second chance in this inning. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. On the edge of the zone for strike 1. Mertz keeps an eye on the runner at second base. I'd imagine he's pretty sore after colliding with Jacob Konofsky in right field just a moment ago. Inside for ball 1. Hudson, the runner at second. Palmares, the runner at first after the infield single. 5 hits. The inning started off with a hit by pitch. Thomas eventually came around to score on the RBI double by Makana Alaso. Close miss there. 2-1 the count. Valenzuela, long pause. Here's the 2-1. Empty swing there by Thomas. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ocampo gives the signs to Valenzuela. 2 runners on, 2 outs. 2-2 count. Pitch just misses outside. It runs the count full. Batter on deck is left fielder Jacob May. This is the 10th man to come to the plate for the San Diego Waves here in the top of the first inning. Valenzuela steps off and resets ahead of the 3-2 pitch. Both runners take off, and on the swing, Thomas gets plunked by the fastball. I think it hit him in the groin spot. Wasn't sure if that was off the foul ball. We didn't hear a ricochet from where we're at. Thomas is down in a lot of pain. Both runners returned back to their bases. So it looks like a foul ball. A painful foul ball for Thomas. Count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's 2 outs. Whole lot of, I guess you could say, injuries already in the top of the first inning. Both teams, well, not both teams. The Waves did play yesterday in the Western Baseball Association, but they've had a few days off from California Collegiate League play. They last played on Friday. But again, they're playing in 2 leagues at the moment. Our assistant coach, Tank Kazarian, helping the Waves right fielders, Matthew Thomas. So a painful start for Thomas, for Mertz, and Klonowski. We hope Klonowski's all right. He was carted off after a big collision with him and Mertz and a shallow pop fly into right center. Thomas gets up to his feet after the foul ball off his groin area. Rather interesting start. You don't see things like this too often. But there's that old expression. Every time you go to the ballpark, you'll see something new, see something different. Certainly has been the case thus far on this Thursday evening. The 3-2 one more time. This misses outside. So Thomas does reach for the second time this inning. Alvarez to second, Hudson to third. Next pitch will be number 30 for Valenzuela. No mound visit yet for either of the coaching staff members for the Barons. In steps Jacob May, a two-hitter. Second at bat of the first inning. Fouls it off his foot. And yesterday night was the California Collegiate League Showcase. Barons sent 5 players in total. Tommy Gooden, Nathaniel Williams, Jason Del Villar, Franky Lopez, and Amari Yolas. Those are the 5 members of the CCL South team. The South came out victorious by a score of 8-5. Downstairs for ball 1. Campo does find it eventually. Tommy Gooden, before the game, too, also won the home run derby. Went toe-to-toe with Devin Wilkes in the championship round. Hit 18 home runs. Yes, 18 double digits. As he was crowned the 2025 champion. This one is drilled into right field. Belfonte races back. It's over the wall. A grand slam for the Waves. 9-0 is the score. Now we'll see one of the coaches filling in for A.J. Monterez. It's Jonathan Largaspada. He played on the Barons team last season. He's currently playing Independent Baseball League. Wilfredo Valenzuela has now given up 9 runs, 6 hits in the top of the first inning. Just gave up a grand slam to Jacob May. Conversation between Largaspada, Valenzuela, and Ocampo, the catcher. And you're hoping Valenzuela to at least eat some innings. 8 games left on the season. You don't want to have to burn your bullpen, especially after we know that there's going to be 3 more games after this. A game tomorrow night, game Saturday, and then a game Sunday afternoon. So needing all the arms they could get, and definitely need to extend those arms as much as possible. The last pitch was number 32 on the outing. After the mound visit, Valenzuela will look to turn things around. Here's the first pitch to Alasso. Slider on the edge, strike 1. He's had a lot of success with that slider thus far, but hasn't resulted in many outs. 2 outs. Top of the first inning, the Waves lead 9-0. Generous call there for strike 2. 2-strike count to Alasso. We had the RBI double earlier in the inning. Drives this into center field, but chance here for Torres. Makes the grab, and that's out number 3. So the Barons finally get out of the inning. On to the bottom of the first. Barons trail 9-0. The lineup for the Academy Barons will look like this evening. In the leadoff spot at second baseman, Chip Mertz. We'll see if he stays in the game and for how long after the collision with Klonowski. In the 2 spot, it's third baseman Nathaniel Williams. Left fielder Antonio Lujan bats third. In the 4 spot, it's Tommy Gooden, the DH. Jason Del Villar bats 5th and plays first base. Cole Belfonte took over for Klonowski in right field. He will bat in the 6th spot. J.J. Nielsen, shortstop, bats 7th. In the 8th spot, it's catcher Isaac Ocampo. Rounding out the order for the Barons is center fielder Alejandro Torres. It was a long top of the first inning. We'll see how that affects Lucas Aguirre. He's a starter on the mound for the San Diego Waves this evening. Worked works with a large 9-0 lead already.
Starting pitcher this evening for the Wings, right-handed pitcher number 16, Lucas Aguirre.
So Lucas Aguirre getting the start. We'll go ahead and give you some statistics as he makes his second start on the season. He made 3 appearances total, 7 innings in the CCL. He's yet to allow a run. He's given up only 4 hits and has 2 strikeouts and a save. He picked up a save against the Academy Barons back on July 1st. Again, the Barons have lost now 6 games in a row. 9 of their last 10 have resulted in losses. It's been an unbelievable turn of events. There's slumps, and then there's what the Barons are going through at the moment, where it just feels like they can't catch a break. At the end of June, they were on a 3-game winning streak. They had went 5-2 in a stretch of 7 games and pulled within 2 games of 500 and within 2.5 games back of the final playoff spot. They're only 4.5 games back of that playoff spot, so there is a chance with 8 games left, but you have to at least pick up 2 or 3 wins this weekend. Off on the wrong foot so far. They give up 9 runs in the top of the first inning. In steps Chip Mertz. First pitch from Lucas Aguirre. Mertz places the bunt down right to Aguirre, who comes off the mound and records the out at first. So Mertz retired. Pretty impressive that he stayed in the game. In case you missed it, in the top of the first inning, he collided with Jacob Klonowski in shallow right center. Klonowski was eventually carted off, and he's done for the day as Belfonte comes in as a substitution. First pitch to Nathaniel Williams, cut on and missed. Williams played in the CCL Showcase game last night. Puts this on the ground for the shortstop. Chance for Paul Maris. Out number 2. 3 pitches, 2 outs for the starter, Lucas Aguirre. Seen that a lot lately as well. The Barons are rather aggressive at the plate. First pitch swinging. And when you have your first 2 hitters aggressive early in the AB, a lot of the starters as of late here at the Academy have had low pitch counts. In steps Antonio Lujan. Swings at the first pitch and sends it foul left side. Lujan comes from a pedigree. Both parents played at a high level. His dad played at Azusa Pacific. Mom is Lisa Fernandez, who played softball at UCLA. Currently the associate head coach of the softball program. 1-1 the count to Lujan. Lujan played his freshman season at Azusa Pacific this past year. Skies this one into the air. Left side of the infield. Chance for the third baseman, Hudson. The ball carried away from him, but he does make the grab for out number 3. So Barons go down in order. Lucas Aguirre only throws 6 pitches. We'll see if in the top of the second inning we'll have an inner for you on the broadcast. My name is Noah Alvarez. When we come back, the top of the second. It's game number 27 on the season. The Academy Barons are 8-18. The Waves are 4-6 on the year. Again, they are an affiliate member, and they're still playing in their original league, the Western Baseball Association. Waves lead 9-0 after one complete inning. In this visiting half of the second, they'll send their 4, 5, 6 hitters. Cole Snido, Andreas Nilsson, and Elijah Cook. Isaac Fernandez is the new pitcher for the Academy Barons. So here in the top of the second inning, we're joined by Casey Molina, one of the newer pitchers here for the Academy Barons. Thanks for making the time.
Thank you for having me.
So how did you end up for the Academy Barons this summer?
So this summer, I reached out a little bit. I played with them last year, so I really like how we connected last year. And, it was fun being here, so I wanted to come out here again because it's just like family, Never, once you start a good connection, you just want to keep playing and just want to keep being here,
First pitch for Fernandez hit into the air. Del Villar on the right side of the infield. Not able to make the grab. It falls into fair play. And it's a leadoff base runner for the Waves. So tell me, how did you get into baseball and the sport?
So it all started with my pops. He was a really big baseball fan, as well as my mom. She played softball as well. So it just kind of tied down to our family, and we're a really big baseball family. So started playing when I was young, about 2.5, and just fell in love with the game and just kept playing till the breaks come up,
You went to San Pedro High School. What was one of your more memorable moments while playing there?
Man, probably my sophomore year. I was the CIF winning pitcher for the game. We won our championship game since 1992. It was a blessing to be part of that team, and some of those guys there miss my dogs, man. That team was just elite, and it was just a very good bond, and we were there to win. Unfortunately, it got cut short because of COVID, but we got the win for the town, and we just put it on for the draw.
2-0 the count to Andreas Nilsson. There's a runner at first base. We're in the top of the second inning. Isaac Fernandez is the new pitcher on the mound. Casey Molina, pitcher on air with us here in the broadcast booth. So you guys won the CIF championship. Who did you guys play in the championship, and what can you recall from that game?
So we played, it was the, I think it was called Rio.
Okay.
And then we played that game. It was one of the greatest games that we've seen. We were down 5 in the 7th inning. We caught up. One of my friends now, he goes to Cal Poly Pomona. His name's Dominic Porter. Hit the leading home run, and he started to walk it off. And just from there, magic happened. Magic happened, and baseball is a game of it's not over till it's over, and it wasn't over. We just came back and we won the game, and that's the greatest feeling from there.
Did you end up getting a CIF ring from that?
I did, yeah. It was really nice and big. It didn't fit my ring finger, but it did fit my index finger. So
okay,
it was big enough to just put it in the front. Yeah. But it's cool. That's everyone's dream. Out of high school, get a ring. But unfortunately, I was able to get one, and I'm glad, and I'm wishing anyone out there who's still trying to get that dream to win a CIF and get their ring as well. A hard work earned.
It's a walk to Nilsson. There's now runners at first and second for Fernandez. Elijah Cook will take a crack at it. After high school, you ended up playing last season at UCR. How did the opportunity come about?
Opportunity was great. I had a great travel coach. Shout out to him, Matt Jaime. He played for the Texas Rangers. I was blessed enough to be a part of his team called Juggernaut Nationals. He gave me a lot of contacts and spoke very highly of me to other coaches. And Coach JJ now, who's currently the coach there, he gave me an opportunity, saw an opportunity, and stuck with me, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. Unfortunately, it was cut short due to injury, but I'm still blessed for the opportunity and still able to still continue the sport.
What's one thing you learned during your time at UCR?
Enjoy every moment, every moment. It's going to go by fast, but enjoy every moment. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, so enjoy every moment as you can and build as much bond and connection with your teammates as you can.
2-0 the count Fernandez to Elijah Cook. Snido's the runner at second, Nilsson the runner at first. Can you share a little bit about your injury and your recovery process?
Yeah. So I was currently pitching. I got a comebacker at 105 to my elbow, currently fractured it. And then I still continued pitching on it, and I turned into a UCL ligament sprain, and I ended up just stepping away from that because, you know, without being able to throw, you won't be able to continue on playing. So I got a redshirt year, thankfully, and now I'm just blessed enough to be 100% healthy and ready to get after it again.
Cook is hit by the pitch. The bases are now loaded. Another mound visit for Jonathan Largaspada. Jacob Hudson will be the batter to come to the plate next. Waves lead 9-0. If you could take me back to last summer, how did you end up playing for the Barons, like that first contact?
So that first contact was Coach TJ. Actually, I used to play for the academy here. And during my high school seasons, I played for my academy. I trained here as well, and Coach Bishop, great coach, he was like, hey, do you want, whenever you come out of high school, shoot us a call and come out and play for us? And I was like, yeah, no problem. Didn't have a summer team back then, didn't really know where to go. And thankfully they gave me an opportunity, and I landed here, and I've stayed ever since. Yeah.
What do you remember about training at the academy with guys like James Bishop and other guys who were around?
It was hard. He's strict, you know, he really does want you to succeed, you know, and succeeding is a big thing of his. He pushed you hard. He hit the balls even harder to make sure, you know, we get college ready. So I'm glad for him that he helped us out. This was before I became a pitcher only, and you know, he also helped me just develop in a very, very big way.
What other positions did you play growing up?
Third base.
Okay.
Third base, but I just turned into a full pitcher, and, you know, I've stayed ever since, and I enjoy being in that position.
Do you miss being an infielder and getting at-bats?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Sometimes I tell the boys, I'm like, hey, man, I can still bring it out there, but, you know, confidence is cool. But, I mean, yeah, I do miss it sometimes, but, you know, I'm glad that I am in the position I am today, you know.
I know here at the academy there's opportunities to play on different, you know, travel teams that go travel to play different places. Did you have any opportunities like that?
Yeah, I did. Well, no, not really, actually. I did when I was younger. Currently, no, but I did when I was younger.
Okay. What are some of your favorite memories from when you were younger?
Man, going to Atlanta, you know, we played against the top prospects in baseball, and as well, just going to Arizona. Those big trips were, like, great, you know. They build bonds. Those are memories that you hold on dearly, and you never forget about them, honestly.
The 1-2 is outside. 2-2 the count to Jacob Hudson. The bases are loaded here in the top of the second. And we're chatting here with Casey Molina, one of the pitchers here for the Academy Barons. There's a lot of guys here on this team that grew up playing in the Academy, guys like Chip and Isaac. Did you get a chance to play with them too growing up?
I did play with Isaac just one game before separating, but I do know the guys a little bit, yeah.
That's strike three, so Fernandez picks up the first out of the inning. Strikeout looking. Hudson retired. Can you explain your pitching arsenal and how you learned each pitch?
Yeah, so I learned from my brothers. My brothers were pitchers as well. I'm just a simple four-pitch guy, fastball, curveball, changeup, slider. I learned to manipulate a lot of different ways of holding the grip. I kind of learned off YouTube first, you know, how every kid, you know, just looks up how to hold pitches, you know.
Right.
And so I learned from there, and then after that, I did have a pitching coach named Michael Burns, who was at UCR, who taught me how to hold things, pressure points, learn all that stuff. Then I did go to a facility named Bimel. They helped me out how to, like, stay on top of the ball, how to manipulate it certain ways, and things like that helped me a lot in the game, because now I feel more comfortable and it feels more smoother and more fluent than it used to before.
2-0 the count as Fernandez falls behind Michael Myra, the second baseman. Was there any pitch in particular that you had a lot more difficulty than the rest?
Yeah, man, that curveball. Okay. That curveball was hard. I didn't really have good control of it until recently now. Till recently, I did not really control that curveball. I was more focused on my changeup sliders. I feel like I'm more confident in it. And that curveball is just, you know, you have to manipulate it a certain way and make sure you get like that loopy drop. And it took me a while to get to it, but I'm feeling a little bit more confident. You know, if I showcase it tomorrow's game, then it'll, you know,
Is it more of like a 12-6 curve or more of like a slurve break?
More of a 12-6 curve for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of just make sure I let it out in front and let the ball just do its work. You know, try to make sure my thumb doesn't get in the way of it. Yeah.
3-0 the count to Myra. Bases loaded for the Waves in the top of the second. 1 out. Another miss there by Fernandez. 10-0 is the score after another run comes in after the walk. Can you explain what's next for your baseball journey this upcoming school year?
Yeah, of course. So I will be attending LA Harbor College. They gave me an opportunity to get a lot of innings. I need innings, so thankfully they just came out to me and they were like, hey, you want to come out and be like a starter reliever? And I said, of course, like any opportunity that I get, I'm going to take it, you know. I did go to Cerritos, and then I did end up bouncing back and taking a gap year just to be healthy. And I do feel healthy, so I'm blessed enough to be able to go to Harbor College and get a lot of innings and hopefully just dominate the season and hopefully get an opportunity somewhere else to transfer, you know.
Gotcha. Nate Fernley's over at Cerritos College, correct?
Yes, sir.
What did you learn from Nate during your time there, even though it was short?
So he told me a lot about mechanics. He helped me a lot with just sitting on my lower half, and he's very big on, wow.
Wow is right. It's top of the wall. Thought that was going to leave the ballpark. No one's at third base. Nielsen threw it to nobody. Now 3 runs come in to score for the Waves, 13-0 after the triple. Continue.
Yeah, he just showed me how to be good on my backside, and he's a very firm believer as not changing a lot of things. He believes that every pitcher throws differently, and, you know, I was thankful enough to have him as a coach, and yeah.
So it's a double for Palmares and an E6 that allows him to get to third and one other run to come across to score. Second error of the evening for the Barons. 2 RBIs for Palmares, but the bases. Well, there's a runner at third base for the top of the order in Matthew Thomas. Fernandez starts him off with the ball. 1-0 the count. There's a lot of good competition, though, at the community college level.
Yes, very much.
There's a lot of guys here on the Barons roster from different community colleges.
Yeah.
You always see some special players. You know, I believe LA Harbor is in the conference with Mount Sac.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
And they just won the state championship.
Yeah,
So.
very good competition. I think JUCO is the best route to go as of right now. You get a lot of good development, and I should have learned it sooner. But, you know, things happen for a reason. So I think JUCO is the best route to go as of right now because competition's good, and, you know, development is really good. And you get that sense of working hard and pushing yourself to get to that next level.
Right. It's a grind. Not a lot of things are given to you, you know?
Yeah, most definitely.
Have you had a chance to watch, like, those Last Chance U series on Netflix?
Oh, for the...
Usually did football and basketball.
Oh, yeah. I'm not really much into, like, I'm more of a soccer guy.
Okay.
Which is different. I grew up with soccer as well.
Okay.
So I'm a big soccer fan, but football here and there, you know, I'll watch it here and there, and basketball as well. You know, I know that it gets really good during like March Madness for basketball, so
Right.
I might have to just kind of like sneak my way into starting to watch into like college basketball. Football is cool. I like football. I went to a USC game. It was pretty nice for the first time.
Yeah, I bring it up because, you know, Last Chance U, they highlight different JUCOs.
Mm-hmm.
They did a couple in California. They did a basketball one on East LA, which ended up being pretty popular. But
Yeah.
I think they do a nice job of portraying the JUCO grind
yeah, for
and the
sure.
different talent, because you'll see guys that are bounce backs that should be at a D1.
Yeah,
There's
of course.
guys that are maybe not as good but still find a
course.
way. And
Of course.
it's cool. I know they talked about doing other sports, but so far they haven't done a baseball or even a soccer one, which would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, nowadays the media is helping out a lot, so that it shows and it opens up a lot of doors for people that, you know, are really seeking for the next level. So that's something good about the social media nowadays, that, you know, it's true what they say. You never know who's watching. You know, you could do good today, do bad tomorrow, but it's the way you bounce back from it, and you know that gives you opportunity and showcase that how you come back from failure, you know, and learning to accept it.
Runners at the corners, first and third after Thomas works a walk. In steps Jacob May. May hit the grand slam back in the top of the first, an 0-1 count as Fernandez starts him off with a strike. Again, we're here chatting with Casey Molina in the broadcast booth. What's one of your earliest baseball memories?
Earliest baseball memories? Probably Probably going out to St. Louis Obispo. It was a good tournament. It was a good game with the Barons as well. It was one of the greatest. It's a different experience going somewhere else rather than just being in town, you know. And as well, playing against the OC Riptide, that series was really good. You know, we come from a win-loss, you know, and then just tying the series again at the end. It's a great experience, and you know, baseball is baseball. Every day you wake up, come here and grind. Baseball is just a beautiful game, so every day is a good memory of baseball.
Do you have a favorite baseball movie?
I do. The Sandlot. I could go word for word with that one. Sandlot was something I grew up with. I could rewatch it any day. Watched it about 100 times almost. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies, and yeah, it's something that me and my brothers really enjoy watching here and there. Before, honestly, I have a memory with my brothers where we would sometimes watch it even before baseball season starts, just to get the motion going, ready for the season. Yeah.
It's a beautiful movie, and it's aged wonderfully, you know.
Yeah, for sure. It's something that you wouldn't forget. You know, it's generations for sure.
Do you have a favorite thing to snack on in the dugout or in the bullpen?
Oh, some nice seeds. Some seeds are nice. You know, gets the stress from the game away. You know, a little bit of seeds, or maybe even some. They're called arrowheads.
Okay.
Those are pretty cool. A little sweet tooth here and there. Just get that energy going.
What about what flavor of seeds do you prefer most?
Just the regular original.
Okay.
Regular original. I'm starting to get into the flavors. They're here and there, but I honestly saw these talkie ones, which is pretty cool. I'm a spicy type of person, so
gotcha.
I kind of started liking those. But original's cool for me.
Last pitch misses upstairs. The full count to May. Runners at the corners. Fernandez makes his way back to the mound. Do you have a favorite spot to eat out over in San Pedro?
I do. It is called Busy Bee Sandwiches. Okay. Very, very known. It's a good spot to be there. They have great torpedoes there, and they're really good, actually. It's a little small spot. I mean, if you're from San Pedro, go head out over there and check it out. Get a torpedo sandwich at Busy Bee. It's really, really good. I enjoy it there, to be honest.
Okay. So bases are loaded, and it looks like Kendry Landreau, manager for the Barons, is going to make a mound visit, second of the inning, which means that's the day for Isaac Fernandez. He only picks up one run. 4 more runs come across the score. It's a 13-0 advantage for the San Diego Waves. It does look like the new pitcher to come into the game is J.J. Nolan. So J.J. Nolan takes over on the mound for Isaac Fernandez. Again, we're chatting here with Casey Molina. What else is something native to San Pedro that only locals would know about?
The fish market, for sure. The fish market. Look, it did come down a little bit. Now it's relocated, but if you do go down to San Pedro, there's for sure the fish market. The seafood there was really good.
The Portugal, right?
Yeah.
What ended up happening? Because I remember seeing an article that they were going to move it or something.
Something that they relocated it about it. I think they're going to build like a mall in that area.
Okay.
So that's why it got relocated. But man, that food there was great. Also, a lot of people go on the tours and you know they see seals and they be like feeding them too. So it's really nice out there.
Yeah, I remember going for the, what do you call it, the crawfish boils.
Yeah, the
they
boils.
sell all kinds of different stuff there, you know?
A lot of different stuff, yeah. Yeah, it's nice there. It's really good there. It's really enjoyable. It's family friendly, so it's kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Sunken City is also in San Pedro too, right?
Yeah, it is. It's where the drought happened, yeah. It's right there getting off on Royal Palms Beach. It's like right there. Next to Mary Star High School baseball field, so
okay.
There's a nice little view in there.
So again, in case you missed it, J.J. Nolan is the new pitcher on the mound. He'll have the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the second. Barons trail 13-0. Next batter he'll face is Makana Olaso. And we're chatting here with Casey Molina, one of the newer pitchers for the Academy Barons. Do you have a favorite team to root for or a favorite player?
Yeah, I was born a Dodger fan.
Okay.
Dodger fan, love those guys. Big Dodger fan in our family, you know.
Okay.
Well, my dad's kind of he started with the Angels, you know, but then my mom's a big Dodger fan, so I ended up, I love my mom, so I'm a supporter every way. So I ended up just being a Dodger fan ever since, and my dad started to slowly transition into a Dodger fan. So it's kind of funny every time we go out to games, we're like, hey, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, big Dodger fan here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any favorite player that you had?
I'm old school, man. I like Sandy Koufax for sure.
Nice.
Sandy Koufax was one that I looked up to since I was a kid. You know, there's good players nowadays, but I'm very more to like Sandy Koufax was one of them. I grew up watching Kershaw since I was young, and man, happy he's retiring really well. And you know, it's just Sandy Koufax was one guy that sparked up to me. It was just I like how he presented himself as a player for sure.
In steps Makana Olaso, 1 out, bases loaded. J.J. Nolan takes over on the mound for the Barons. First pitch, a strike. Do you have a favorite memory with the Dodgers, whether recent or growing up?
Yeah, I mean, the time that I went to my first Dodger game, actually, you never forget those, It was a great time. My whole family went. We had really good seats, and just having that in-person view of the game rather than just watching it on TV is a big difference.
And I feel like I've been to a lot of ballparks across the nation, and I will say the feel at a Dodgers game, especially when it's a weekend game or a game against a rival, it's second to none.
No, yeah,
I haven't had a
sure.
chance to go to New York or Boston, but I feel like those are the only that probably compare.
Yeah, for sure. Especially during playoff season, that's when it gets real. Yeah, those times like that are just unforgettable. Went to the San Diego Padres and the Dodgers. The series, man, one a great experience ever for sure. I went by myself, which is like rare because I like to bring my family, but I couldn't miss out.
Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta go to the games alone just to enjoy it, and it was a great time. Yeah.
2-2 the count to Olaso at the plate. Here's Nolan's pitch on the ground for
come on, roll me. Let's go.
Nielsen to Mertz at second for 1.
Okay, here we
Delviar
go.
stays on the bag. A 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Again, we were here with Casey Molina. Thank you for making the time to stop by, and we're looking forward to seeing you pitch tomorrow.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bottom of the second when we come back. New pitcher. No pitcher. It's a bottom of the second inning. It's been a long evening thus far, but bottom of the second, we'll see the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Barons. Tommy Gooden leads things off, and he has some hardware to add to his trophy case as he picked up the Home Run Derby Championship yesterday evening. 18 home runs in the championship round. We get here early a lot of the time, and we get to see him take batting practice, and even during batting practice, Tommy Gooden shows a great display of power. Sends a lot of home runs into the employee parking lot. Spent this past season as a freshman, redshirt freshman at Vanderbilt. The 0-2 high and wide. Again, Lucas Aguirre is the pitcher on the mound. He threw 6 pitches to get out of the first inning. Waves lead 13-0 here in the bottom of the second. Ball in the dirt, even the count, 2-2. Gooden was one of 3 position players for the Barons to play in the CCL Showcase game last night. Went 0 for 2 at the DH spot. Skies this foul out of play. It was Gooden, Nathaniel Williams, and Jason Delviar. Delviar is on deck. Pretty cool to see the 3 position players and then 2 pitchers, Franky Lopez and Amariolas. All 5 players got in the game last night. Sends this into left center. Elijah Cook comes in a few steps to his right, and that's out number 1. So after tonight, there'll be 7 games left on the season. They're 4.5 games back at the playoff spot, and with the loss, that hurts their chances, but still plenty of play for. Guys like Jason Del Villar still need new homes for this upcoming school year. Del Villar played at Sonoma State, and if you follow college baseball, Sonoma State announced in January that they're discontinuing all of their athletic programs to make up for some financial debt they were in. The strike to start off the at-bat. 0-1 the count to Del Villar. We have 2 players on the Sonoma State roster this past year. Hudson LaBarbera and Del Villar. This one sneaks past the third baseman, Hudson, and gets into left field. A 1-out single for Del Villar and the Barons. First hit of the evening for the Barons. They trail 13-0. In steps Cole Belfonte. Again, he bats for Jacob Klonowski. We hope he's all right. Klonowski took a big hit from Chip Mertz in right field on a shallow fly ball. Both players collided. Both players were on the ground for quite some time. Mertz ended up staying in the game, and Klonowski had to be carted off the field. Back-to-back misses. It's a 2-0 count to Cole Belfonte, newest member of the Barons. I guess second newest now. It's the newest position player, but Casey Molina is now the newest player. First day is today. Breaking ball inside. 3-0 the count. Belfonte has 1 start on the season. Did score a run after getting walked, but he has yet to record a hit. Del Villar at first base. Picks up his 2nd walk of the year. 2 runners on for the Barons. They trail 13-0, and yes, you don't have to get it all back at once, but if they can find a way to get a couple runs here, a couple runs there, and eventually chip at this very large lead, or very large deficit that they're in. Second to last week of the year. 2 more home games this weekend. Tomorrow against the San Diego Bombers. Friday or Saturday against the Philippines Baseball Group. In steps J.J. Nielsen. Fastball on the paint. Strike 1. Generous call there by home plate umpire David Spigner. This one dives outside. 1-1 the count. Nielsen, another player looking for a new home. Spent this past spring at the University of Hawaii, but in the transfer portal. On the edge, or somewhere near it, for strike 2. Nielsen makes his 21st start on the season. Was a 2-way player in high school and originally committed to University of Hawaii to play both football and baseball. Going forward, we'll just play baseball. Hits this on the ground for the third baseman. Off the heel of his glove, Del Villar gets into third base. Heads up play there by the shortstop, Paul Morris, to get to it quickly and limit the damage. It's a single for J.J. Nielsen. Was going to be a tough play for Hudson at third base. Tough inning for Hudson over there. Missed the first one from Del Villar. He had a chance at it, but that one was a screamer off the bat. This one was just a high chopper. Ocampo sends the first pitch into right center. Cook racing to his left. It's the right fielder, Thomas, who comes up with it. Both runners are going to try and advance. First run of the game, 13-1 is the score. Sacrifice fly by Isaac Ocampo. Belfonte heads to third base on the sacrifice fly. Nielsen still at first. The runners at the corners. 2 outs. In steps Alejandro Torres, native to Sacramento, California, up in the Northern California region. Nielsen holds the runner at first. Sends us into the air. Right field. Thomas going back to the track. Does have enough room right on the dirt. Makes the catch for out number 3. Barons do get their first run of the evening. They now trail 13-1, and they just got to keep chipping away. Stay in this game. Still a lot to play for on the season. There's still a lot of new players looking for new homes this summer. When we come back, we'll have the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Waves after this. J.J. Nolan returns to action. He picked up the final 2 outs on a ground ball up the middle. Nielsen started over to Mertz for the first out, and then Del Villar for the second. A 6-4-3 double play to end the second inning. 4 runs did come across in the top of the second. Waves lead 13-1. And thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball, wherever you may be tuning in from. First pitch to Cole Snido. Down and in. Third pitcher of the evening we're already seeing. Wilfredo Valenzuela pitched 1 inning. Isaac Fernandez pitched a third of an inning. Only picked up 1 out. It was a strikeout. 1-1 the count. We'll see Snido, Nielsen, and Cook. Sends this into right field. Belfonte drifts back. Does come forward at the last second to make the catch. Out number 1.
For the Waves, number 22, Nielsen.
So now the first baseman, Nielsen. He's walked twice already. Has yet to record an at-bat here. The Waves sent 12 men to the plate in the first, 9 to the plate in the second. First pitch upstairs, 1-0 the count. Misses the inner edge. Nolan asked where that one missed. It's a 2-0 count. Pitch ran inside. Nolan, a native to Glendora, California. On the edge, pops out of Ocampo's glove, but still ruled the strike. Nolan spent this past season at Cal State Dominguez Hills. Nielsen holds up on his swing, ball 3. It's the 6th appearance out of the bullpen for Nolan, 7th appearance total. It's a 5-pitch walk as he loses Nielsen on the 3-1 count. 1 out, runner on first. Tricky time of the day to be a first baseman as Delviar battles the sun. The runner at first base battles the sun as well, along with the first base umpire. Umpire crew today, it's David Spigner at home plate, Andrew Thomas at first, Tom Fitzpatrick at third base. And steps Elijah Cook. Foul tips it into the glove. Cook hit a double in the first inning, was hit by a pitch in the second. Played this past season at Azusa Pacific. Rips this down the line, but it's a foul ball. Off the bat at 104. Moves the count to 0-2. Kunk played the 2024 season at Palomar Community College. Earned first team all-conference honors. That earned him a chance to play at Azusa Pacific. Had a pretty good season this past year, and that earned him a chance to transfer to the University of Oregon for his senior year. The 0-2. Upstairs. In 49 starts, Cook hit .345 for Azusa Pacific. Scored 40 runs. Hit 15 home runs. The 1-2. Driven into left center. Torres races towards the gap. Up against the wall, and will have to play it off the wall as it clinks. Nielsen gets the ball. Here's the throw home. Not going to be in time. It's another run for the Waves. 14-1 is the score. An RBI double for Elijah Cook.
For the Waves, number 7, Jacob Hudson.
101 off the bat of Elijah Cook. Makes it a 14-1 game. 8th hit of the contest for the Waves. The Barons have only played the Waves once this season earlier, and they lost that game. They're 0-1 to the affiliate team. Hudson watches the first pitch strike. Swings and misses. That's strike 2. And we were here for that game on Tuesday, July 1st. Waves defeated the Barons 7-5. The 0-2 from Nolan. Another fastball, and it's another swing and miss. Hudson is retired. Second time he's gone down via the strikeout. He's the only player to strike out in the Waves lineup today. Out number 2.
Number 4, Michael Myra.
In steps the second baseman, Michael Myra, runner at second, 2 outs. Myra behind on the fastball now. Nolan showing a lot of confidence. 86 on the radar gun on that last fastball. Mertz keeps a close eye at second. Myra behind again. 0-2 the count. The home half of the inning will see the top of the order for the Barons. The 0-2 upstairs. Potential setup pitch there. Nolan has 2 outs, a runner on second. 1 run came across the score earlier in the inning. 14-1 is the score. The Waves lead. 1-2 right on the edge. That's strike 3. Nolan picks up strikeout number 2 and limits the damage here in the top of the third. On to the bottom of the third inning. Mertz will lead things off when we come back after this break. Bottom of the third inning. Mertz, Williams, and Lujan, the three batters due up. Lucas Aguirre still on the mound for the Waves. First pitch right into the net. Foul ball. 24 pitches thus far for Aguirre. 6 in the first inning, 18 in the second. Mertz hits from the left side. Just finished his senior season. Watches this one miss downstairs. 1-1 the count. Waves lead 14-1. They have 8 hits, no errors. Outside for ball 2. Barons have 1 run off 2 hits and 2 errors. First game after the CCL Showcase break. 3 days off for the Barons. Mertz sends this into right field. It's a leadoff single for the Barons here in the bottom of the third. Picked up 1 run in the bottom of the second, as they hope to continue that momentum and at the very least chip away at this lead. We mentioned they're 4.5 games back of the final playoff spot, but still plenty to play for individuals. As they look for new homes, guys are in the transfer portal. Guys just looking to improve their game this summer before they return back to their school. Right up the middle for the second baseman, over to second for 1, and on to first. Myra starts a successful 4-6-3 double play. Tough break there for Nathaniel Williams and the Barons. A real momentum killer. In steps Antonio Lujan. Lujan, a switch hitter, just like Williams. First pitch, left fielder ahead on that breaking ball, visibly frustrated. It's been an up and down season for Lujan and a couple of the other of the batters in the lineup for the Barons. Downstairs, 1-1. Lujan is hitting .230 on the season. This is his 22nd start, tied for second most on the team with Jason Del Villar. Williams leads the team with 23 starts. On the ground into right field, a 2-out single for Lujan. So for Lujan, that's hit number 18 on the year. It's worth mentioning that a lot of these hitters in the lineup are hitting in different positions than what they did at the beginning of the season. There was guys like DJ Akiyama, Trevor Schmidt, and Gavin Taylor. Those 3 hitters dominantly hit in the top of the order or in the middle of the order. Guys like Lujan were hit towards the bottom and have a lot more success. But Lujan moves up to the 3 spot with the 3 absences. Schmidt suffered an injury. Gavin Taylor playing in the Northwoods League now, and TJ Akiyama went back home to handle some business. Gooden foul tips this. 1-1 the count. Even a guy like Tommy Gooden early on in the season, as he started DHing for the Barons, would hit in that 5 or 6 spot. Two and 1 the count. Pulls this foul towards Tank Kazarian at first base. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you go back to like June 20th, right, a game against the Blues, you had like Williams in the leadoff spot, Akiyama batting second, Trevor Schmidt in the 3 spot, Taylor batting cleanup, Gooden was batting 5th, Del Villar in the 6th, Konoski 7, Lujan 8. 3-2 the count to Gooden now. And in the 9th spot, it was J.J. Nielsen. So guys like Lujan and Gooden not asked to be the producers in the 3-4 spots like they were or like they are now. Runner takes off. Gooden chases one outside the zone. A strikeout for out number 3. Side is retired. On to the top of the fourth. When we come back, 9-1-2 for the San Diego Waves. So J.J. Nolan returns to the mound for the top of the fourth inning. Picked up the final 2 outs in the second, all 3 outs in the third. Look to pick up 3 more outs in the fourth. His longest outing of the season was 2 innings. He did that against the Waves and against the Conejo Oaks. The Waves was back on July 1st, and then at the Conejo Oaks back on June 14th. J.J. Nolan, somebody we had on the broadcast very early on in the season. Talked about his baseball background and how he went from Glendora High School to Cal State Dominguez Hills, how his freshman year went. Throw down for Ocampo. Score is 14-1. Waves lead over the Barons. Barons are 8-18. The Waves are 4-6. If you're wondering why there's a big difference in the amount of games played, the Waves are an affiliate team, one of 3 teams that are affiliate in their first year at the CCL in the South Division. And they still play in their Western Baseball Association, their home league, along the likes of San Diego Bombers. So they do have a full schedule, 35-plus games already played in both leagues. This is their 11th game in the CCL. Skies the first pitch into the air. Del Villar right on the edge of the grass. It's now Mertz who calls him off. And out number 1. So Palmares is retired. In case you missed it, in the top of the first inning, there was a big collision between Mertz and Klonowski in shallow right center. Klonowski had to be carted off the field. Mertz stays in the game. Good sight to see. Now on to the top of the order. Thomas watches a first pitch strike. 4th at bat of the evening for Thomas. He was hit by a pitch, drew 2 walks. In his last at bat, he fouled one off his groin. He looked to be in a lot of pain. A lot of players getting bruised up today. Outside with the fastball, 1-2. And a fastball slider changeup for J.J. Nolan. Spent this past season as a reliever at Dominguez Hills. The 1-2 right at the bottom of the zone. Oh! It looked like the home plate umpire was starting his motion. Ocampo was ready to throw down. Instead, it's ball 2. So one more pitch for Nolan. It misses outside. Not sure where that last pitch missed. Right at the knees, but Thomas survives for another pitch of the at-bat. Here's the full count pitch. On the ground for Mertz at second base. Gathers. Over to first in time for out number 2. In steps Jacob May. Nolan hoping for a 1-2-3 inning. This would be the first of the evening for the Barons. And thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. Nolan hoping to keep the Waves off the scoreboard. They picked up 9 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third. High and wide on the first pitch. May hit the grand slam in the top of the first inning in his second at bat. And he drew a walk in his last at-bat in the second. 2 for 2. On the edge, strike 1 of the at-bat. 2 outs, nobody on base. Game 27 on the season. 7 games left on the year. 2-1 upstairs. The DH, Olaso, is on the on-deck circle. Three 1 from Nolan, as May has to scamper out of the way of that one. 5-pitch walk. First walk issued by Nolan. The starter Valenzuela issued 2 walks. Isaac Fernandez issued 4. Nolan is the third pitcher we're seeing of the evening for the Barons already. Barons are a bit short-staffed as well. They don't have the same amount of arms available as they did at the beginning of the season. It's the nature of summer ball. Guys are only here for a temporary amount of time. We saw this last season as well. Outside for ball 1. Olaso's another powerful hitter in the lineup. In the game on July 1st, he sent a home run over the left field wall. Just misses the top of the zone for ball 2. A lot of fastballs we're seeing here from Nolan. Downstairs for ball 3. So 3 straight misses. Seems like Nolan has lost a bit of control that he had at the very end of the third and at the very beginning of this inning. Picked up 2 quick outs on a shallow pop-up and a grounder to the second base side. 4 straight misses. Olaso works a walk. Back-to-back walks issued by Nolan. Now we'll see the catcher for the Waves, Snido. Snido was one of those players to keep an eye on in today's broadcast. Leads the team with 2 home runs and now 9 RBIs in the season. He reached on an error in the second, flew out to right field in the third, 0 for 3, 0 for 2. Had a sacrifice ground out in the first. Runners on first and second. Nolan throws over. Two outs. May's the runner at second. Olaso the runner at first. First pitch to Snido, and that hits him. So the control has definitely left J.J. Nolan. Bases are now loaded after back-to-back walks and a hit by pitch. Now time is called by manager KT Landro. We'll see if this is just a mound visit. Usually he comes out to pull the arm off the bullpen, but haven't seen a signal to the pen just yet. Manager Landro played 11 seasons in the big leagues, was drafted by the California Angels in the 70s after playing a couple seasons at Arizona State. He helped Arizona State to the College World Series in 77 and 78. So Nolan's day is done. We'll see a new pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons. After playing a couple seasons for the Angels, he played 1 season with the Twins. That was the season he made the All-Star game. And after that, he was traded to the Dodgers. Helped the Dodgers win the World Series in 1981, made the final out in that World Series. He finished his career with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's a Compton native. He makes his way back to the dugout. The new pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons, 4th pitcher of the evening. The bases will be loaded, and we'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. pitcher to tell you about is a right-hander who wears number 36 by the name of Brad Grinlinger. Stands at 6'2". He played this past season at Charleston Southern University, but transferred to Long Beach State this upcoming school year. He's a newer member of the Barons roster. Last week was his first week. Native to Huntington Beach. Redshirt in the 2024 season. Made 6 appearances, all starts on the mound for Charleston Southern University this past spring. Only finished 5 innings that spring season. It's the second appearance on the year. Takes over for J.J. Nolan, 4th pitcher we're seeing on the evening. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Looked like the changeup there. First pitch, strike to Nielsen on the edge of the zone. Nielsen is one of many Saddleback College guys here on the roster for the Waves. That pitch runs inside. Evens the count at 1-1. And Grinlinger's 1 appearance on the year. He pitched an inning and 2/3. Picked up 3 strikeouts and issued 1 walk. In the dirt, Ocampo gets to it quickly to his right. All the runners stay put. (14-1) is the score. Grinlinger and the Barons hoping to keep the Waves off the scoreboard in this inning. In the air towards right center. It's going to fall in the gap. More trouble for the Barons defense. Nielsen stops at second. 2 runs come across to score. It's now a 16-1 game. Both those runs go against J.J. Nolan's line. Grinlinger, the new pitcher. In steps Elijah Cook. Center fielder drives one high into the air, and it'll drift foul out of play. Cook had an RBI double in his last at-bat. 2 doubles. Was hit by a pitch. 2 for 2 in the evening. Waves lead 16-1 now. High and wide. 1-1 the count. Nielsen the runner at second. Snido the runner at third. Check swing. Peeled down to the first base umpire, Thomas. No swing. Ball 2. Cook is a fantastic defensive center fielder. Smacks this into center field. Torres now races in. Can't get to it in time. 2 more runs come across for the Waves. 18-1 is the score here in the top of the 4th. So all those 4 runs that came in to score here in the top of the 4th against J.J. Nolan's line. Gave up 5 runs in the outing. All 5 earned. Back-to-back hits given up by Brad Grinlinger. In steps Jacob Hudson. It's a 1-0 count to him. Up the middle for Nielsen. Chopper and Nielsen, the shortstop, tags the bag for the 3rd and final out of the top of the 4th inning. 18-1 is the score as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Jason Del Villar will lead things off when we come back. Del Villar will lead things off in the home half of the fourth. Barons trail 18-1. It's been that kind of a July for the Barons. They did win on the road against Santa Barbara, too, one of the top teams in the CCL, the California Collegiate League. They won by a final score of 3-0, but that's their only win in the month of July. They're 1-9 in their last 10 games. They're currently on a 6-game losing streak. They're still somehow only 4.5 games out of that final playoff spot, but with today's performance, they might slide further down the standings. First pitch from Lucas Aguirre downstairs. Last pitch was number 39 of the outing. Bottom four, 18-1. Waves lead. Second time the Waves playing the Barons here at the Academy. Second time and the last time this season. Del Villar fouls this off the catcher. Count even at 1-1. Again, Del Villar, one of 3 position players to play in the CCL showcase last night. Started at first base after there was a no-show and one of the other starters was scratched due to an injury. So Del Villar got the start at first. Skies this into the air. Shallow left field. It's the shortstop. No, the left fielder. May calls off Alvarez, and that's out number 1. Del Villar retired in the bottom of the fourth. The sun begins to set here in Southern California. It was a relatively warm day here in Compton and much of the area. A little humid. Temperatures reached 81 at one point. Felt a lot warmer. Cole Belfonte now steps in. Currently a nice 69 degrees. 0-1 the count. Belfonte takes over in right field for Jacob Konoski. In case you missed it, top of the first inning. Konoski had to leave with an apparent injury after he collided with Chip Mertz on a between ball in shallow right center. Scary moment. Both players able to get up under their own power, but Konoski unable to stay in the game. On the ground over to the third baseman, Hudson, and Hudson unable to make that play. Belfonte takes the turn, thought about second. Now races back to first. This one hits the padding, but Belfonte will stay right there at first base. 1-out single. And that's Belfonte's first hit of the season, so congratulations to Belfonte. He was a late addition. This is his second start. 1 hit in 5 at-bats now on the year. 4 at-bats. He worked a walk in his last one. In steps J.J. Nielsen. The Cerritos native picked up a single in his first at-bat. An empty cut there. 0-1. Foul ball, left side. No balls and 2 strikes. We had Nielsen on at the midway point during the broadcast, or during the season on the broadcast. Started a few games at third base as well this year. Has shown versatility. Outside. 1-2. And a very strong and fast player here on the Barons roster. His dad played in the Canadian Football League, also had a few cracks in the NFL. Played in the AFL as well, and the XFL. Slow dribbler out to the mound, and Aguirre just goes to first with it. So Del Villar, no, Belfonte advances to second. 1-3, it's out, number 2. Now it looks like the catcher and the first baseman are going to chat with Lucas Aguirre. He might have rolled his ankle on the infield grass, and the pitching coach, Lewis Cohen, comes out to check in on his pitcher. He's going to ask for a couple warm-up pitches before he faces Isaac Ocampo to see if anyone needs to get loose. There is a man throwing in the bullpen. Looks like in his early warm-up routine. Again, it was a slow dribbler to Aguirre's left. He came off the mound. Fielded it cleanly, looked like, but he did stumble. We couldn't really see because Both the catcher and the base runner were right in front of us blocking Aguirre's foot, but he shook off his foot as if he might have rolled his ankle, and he shook off his right foot. So that it'd be his dry foot as he has that in the rubber and pushes off that for power. So Aguirre will stay in the game. There's 2 outs. He takes on Isaac Ocampo. Second start of the season for Aguirre, and Ocampo rips this foul past the bullpen. Runner on second, 2 outs. Third base side, and it just goes foul. Hudson's been busy over there at third base. That time bailed out by the foul ball call. Aguirre spent this past couple seasons at Southwestern College. Made 8 starts this spring, pitched 22 innings. Finished with an ERA of 8.46 for the Jaguars. High and wide, ball 1. A few of the infielders thought that was strike 3 as they started jogging in. 1-2 the count, says home plate umpire David Spigner. Ocampo watches this one in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Batter on deck is Alejandro Torres. Gary back onto the rubber. The 2-2. Dribbler over to Hudson at third base. Pick over there at first made by Nielsen, and that's the inning. So the Barons do get a runner to second base in scoring position, but they strand that runner in scoring position. They trail 18-1. On to the top of the 5th. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. (8-9-1) due up for the San Diego Waves. They picked up 9 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth inning. 18 runs off 10 hits. Barons have 1 run off 5 hits. Brad Grindlinger came in to pick up the final out in the top of the 4th. 4th pitcher of the evening for the Barons and manager Kenny Landreau. Barons are 8-18 on the season. The Waves are 4-6. Myra will lead things off. 0 for 2 with the walk. Did come around to score in the second inning. Comes up empty on the first pitch. And Gringlinger transferred to Long Beach State this offseason. Played last spring at Charleston Southern University. Ahead in the count 0-2. Michael Meyer played this past season at Concordia. Sends this towards his first base dugout. Stays alive, and the count remains 0-2. Again, the Waves are in the black uniforms, white pants. An affiliate team here in the CCL, led by manager Jake Rico. Just outside for ball one. Like the Santa Barbara Foresters, the Waves will go play in the NBC World Series in Kansas at the very end of July. That's a strikeout for Grinlinger. First strikeout of the outing. Second time that Myra has gone down via the strikeout. There's only been 2 players to strike out today in the lineup for the Waves, and it's Myra and Hudson right there at that 7-8 spot in the lineup. And steps the 9-hitter, Austin Palmares, another Saddleback College guy. Drives this into right center. No. Right into the infield glove of Chip Mertz at second base. Line drive out number 2. Now looks like we'll see a pinch hitter. Matthew Thomas did foul a ball into his groin area earlier in the game, so could be an injury related or just feeling a bit sore from earlier. It's Dmitry Sasitko. Pinch hitting here in the top of the 5th. Listed as an outfielder. We'll assume he takes place in right field for Matthew Thomas defensively. 1-1 the count. Grinlinger hoping for a 1-2-3 inning. Sasitko empty on the swing, 1-2. Sasitko, another player from Saddleback Community College, at 331 and 42 starts this past spring. One-two misses outside. So Thomas finishes the day 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and drew 2 walks. On the ground, right back to the pitcher, and it gets into center field. There was a chance for Grinlinger to make a play, but it was across his body as he had to reach over to his right side and couldn't get down low enough to grab it. 2-out base knock for the Waves here on the top of the 5th. 18-1 is the score. They lead. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Barons YouTube channel. Another pinch hitter here. So it looks like manager Jake Rico is emptying the bench. Brendan Shanahan, the new pinch hitter. Another guy listed as an outfielder. Take place for Jacob Mang. On 1 the count. Upstairs for ball 1. May finishes the day 2 of 2, a single and a grand slam, both in the first inning. Drew 2 walks after that. The 1-1. Check swing, but it doesn't matter. It's right there in the zone for strike 2. Runner on first base is Sasitko. Has some good speed, but I'm sure with the large lead, he was told to pump the brakes. Upstairs. Pitch evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a strikeout to start the inning. A liner to the second baseman, Mertz. Runner at first, 2 outs. LVR holds. And that one's right there at the bottom of the zone. Strike 3. Shanahan goes down looking. So the 2-out base runner doesn't come back to bite the Barons. My name is Noah Alvarez. On to the bottom of the 5th. Alejandro Torres will lead things off for the Barons when we come back after this break. A lot of changes defensively for the San Diego Waves. They lead 18-1. Bottom of the 5th inning, we'll see the 9-1-2 hitters. On the mound, we're seeing a new pitcher. Nathaniel Helton comes into the game. He's a native to Menifee. Pitched this past season at Bellarmine University. Whereas number 44 stands at 6 foot. In left field, taking over is Brendan Shanahan. He pitched hit for May. Dimitri Sisitko does take over in right. At first base, it's Andreas, or not Andreas Nilsson. Taking over for Andreas Nilsson is Connor Gomez. First pitch to Torres is in for a strike. And taking over at third base, wearing number 14, is Liam O'Day. Torres sends us on the ground. Somehow stays fair. And beating him to the bag is the new first baseman, Gomez. Out number 1.
For the Barons, number 9, Chapman.
Again, Nathaniel Helton is the new pitcher for the San Diego Waves. They lead 18-1. Barons have 1 run off 5 hits. That 1 run came in the bottom of the 2nd. They've had runners on in each of the last 2 innings. Mertz foul tips this into the glove. Final line for Lucas Aguirre, a rather efficient one. 53 pitches, 4 innings. Only gave up 5 hits and 1 earned run. Mertz sends us into the air. Cook in the perfect spot, only goes 2 steps to his left, and that's out number 2.
For the Barons, play number 6.
Aguirre did finish with 1 strikeout and 1 walk, so didn't overpower guys, but also didn't allow any free passes. Drew a lot of weak contact. Had a low pitch count, thought he might stay later in the game, but typically see teams in the summer league try and get some more arms in. get them their innings. Downstairs on the first pitch to Nathaniel Williams. He's another hitter who's has seen his batting average dip this year, was hitting well over 400 at one point. Drives this into right center, but the new right fielder, Sisitko, races over to grab it for out number 3. So the Barons go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. On to the top of the 6th. Supposed to have an interview on here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, so we'll update you with that when we come back. Back here for the top of the 6th inning, we'll see the 3-4-5 hitters due up for the San Diego Waves. They lead 18-1. Here in the broadcast booth, we're joined by Franky Lopez, one of the pitchers for the Academy Barons. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, man. How's it going, man? Happy to be here.
It's great to have you on. You played last night in the CCL Showcase game. What was that experience like?
Man, it was fun. Like, just, seeing the competition, seeing the group of guys, and, playing against the players from the north. That was fun, So, great experience overall.
So there's a new pinch hitter as well. Anthony Tompkins going to hit in the DH's spot. We saw a lot of pinch hitters in the last half inning for the Waves. Strike, start off the at-bat. How did the opportunity come to play for the Barons this summer?
I played with the Barons about 2 years ago after my first year of college at Cerritos, and, they gave me the opportunity, came in mid-season that year, and, went to Utah Valley and didn't play much, so I reached out to TJ early in the year, and I said, hey, man, I was hoping if I could come back, and, he said, yeah, let's run it back.
You're a local kid. You went to Dominguez High School.
Yes, sir.
How did the opportunity to end up at Cerritos College?
I've always been that guy that always, just needed the opportunity to play. So after Dominguez, it was kind of hard, just finding the right place for me. And I knew I wanted to play college baseball, but it was hard, coming out of Dominguez. Coach KT is actually an alumni there, so he knows the struggle. So it was just finding the right opportunity and when to try out, and made the team. So that was fun.
First pitch strike to Cole Snido. It was a strikeout to Anthony Tompkins. Grindlinger still on the mound for the Barons. We're chatting here with Franky Lopez, one of the starters for the Academy Barons. You had a chance to play for Nate Fernley at Cerritos College.
Yes,
What's
sir.
one thing you learned during your time there playing under him?
Oh, so much, man. Like, just valuing pitching, being a pitcher overall, not just going up there. Ooh. Yeah, he taught me, aim small, miss small, Don't try to do too much. And he's a big pitching and defense type of guy. So we had a really, really great year. And, taught me how to be a real pitcher and not trying to overthrow or anything, just be me.
So it's a one-out single for Snido. There's a runner at first, one out. In steps Connor Gomez. He took over defensively at first base for Nilsson. Do you have a favorite memory while at Cerritos College?
Yeah, actually, it was a playoff game against Long Beach City. My first ever playoff game, and first inning I gave up 5, and I thought he was going to take me out, and he looked at me and said, we're going to back you up. We're going to score runs. And after that, it ended up pretty much being perfect. Sat down everybody else, and I ended up throwing the whole game. So making that last out and seeing him, how he reacted and how I reacted, was just like, that's a moment I'll definitely, always remember. So that was pretty cool.
1-1 the count to Connor Gomez. After your stop at Cerritos, how did you end up at Utah Valley?
Yeah, luckily for me, I was blessed with the opportunity to talk to other coaches and, get offers and, I had options. So a lot of people don't have that. So luckily for me, glory, all thanks to God, I was blessed with that. So I felt like Utah Valley at the moment was the right fit, and, talked to Eddie Smith before he left, and seemed like the right fit.
What were some of those things that ended up changing while you were there at the program?
Got there early July, beginning of July. We had to report July 1st to start workouts, and literally 2 weeks before school started. Ooh, had a baby. Good play.
Over to second for one. On the first, double play, 5-4-3.
Yeah, but pretty much, Eddie ended up leaving, and, it just sucked for me, and I just write it out. And, sometimes you aren't the right program, and that's what happened to me. But, yeah.
So it's a 5-4-3 double play to end the sixth inning, the top of the sixth. In the bottom of the sixth, we'll see the 3-4-5 hitters. It was a quick half inning, so we'll have you on for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Again, we're chatting here with pitcher Franky Lopez here in the broadcast booth. So after that year at Utah Valley, can you explain some of your decision to enter the transfer portal and what you have?
Just they're running what they got going on over there in Utah Valley is really good. It's just it isn't for everybody, I'll say, and I felt like I was the odd man out. So I found that out early in the season that I was the odd man out, and not in a bad way. We ended it really, really cool, like cool coaching staff, great players, great team all around. So good luck to all them. And like I said, it wasn't the right fit for me, and we both kind of knew that. So luckily for me, hit the transfer portal, and having a pretty good summer so far, and it's fun. It's been a blast. Love KT, love TJ, love AJ. Meeting AJ for the first time, he's been awesome.
You mentioned pitching coach AJ Alvarez. What's one thing that you've learned with him this summer that you're going to take with you the rest of your career?
Obviously, another thing he taught me was the mindset. I'm a big mindset type of guy, and when I'm up there, I don't try to do too much. I like being myself, and I just respect coaches who let you be you and not really change who you are. And AJ was a big part of that, and he's awesome. I love every day coming to the field when I can and seeing him and just talking to him, like, what can I get better every day? And he's always got info, like, you're never going to be perfect. There's always something to work on, and he's a big, that type of guy. So love him for that.
What's your pregame routine like on a day you're going to start?
I got to show up for sure an hour and a half early. I like listening to my music, specifically like Bad Bunny, Kendrick Lamar. So I got to stay locked in with that. And then I have my own stretches, and I love playing catch with a softball, which is kind of weird, but I love playing catch with a softball before I transfer over to a baseball. So yeah.
What do you feel like the softball helps you with?
To me, it's just preference. I like how it feels. I feel like it opens up my fingers a little bit, especially with my pitches. I have a wide grips, I'll say, on some of them, so it really stretches out my fingers.
Lujan will lead the bottom of the sixth, drives this well, but it will not stay fair. A long foul ball for strike one.
That's a good swing.
Very good swing. First game of the season, he did hit that solo home run. Do you have a favorite memory this summer with the San Diego or with the Academy Barons?
Yeah, Foresters, man. That was fun. Just going over there, and everybody knows Foresters, man. They're always a great team out there. So going over there and to their home grounds and beating them and shutting them out, actually, that was pretty fun. I had Doug back me up, and then closing it out with Amari. Awesome guys, nasty stuff. So that was pretty electric, just being a part of that.
Going back to the showcase, when did you get the call that you were going to be a part of that?
I kind of had an idea, low-key, not to make myself sound like I was good, but I've been having a great summer, so I low-key had an idea, and then we're on our way to play Riptide, and I was pitching that day on Sunday, And I'm like locking in, like I said, Bad Bunny always. So TJ comes over. He's like, listen, you're going to be part of the All-Star game. Congratulations. And I was like, thank you. So it was just a matter of time if I was going to start that. And that would have been pretty cool. But I came in second inning, and that was cool, you know. So.
Do you have a favorite memory from that brief inning that you were a part of?
Yeah, I mean, just showing, you know, my whole life just dealing with, you know, adversity. And we gave up a walk the first guy. Oh, no, single, I'm sorry. Oh, beat it. Oh, overthrow.
High throw.
Nice.
So Lujan reaches.
Yeah, I mean, first guy gave up single, and then next guy pops it up. Shortstop drops it, but at the end of the day, so what? You know, it's baseball. It's gonna happen, and you gotta learn how to deal with that. So he got my back. He told me, he was like, "Hey, give me another one." I said, "I got you. You know, it's gonna come." And hit a ground ball. Actually, Nate at second. Shout out to Nate. Made a great play. Turned double play. And he was able to turn it. The shortstop was able to turn it. And he was like, thank you. Like, let's go. Let's keep going. Strike out the next guy. And that was it, man. It was fun. So it's just competing out there and showing that, you know, no matter what the situation is, I can compete.
In steps Tommy Gooden. He takes the first pitch for a strike. You were also had some teammates there, guys like Tommy Gooden, Nathaniel Williams. What was it like to spend that moment with some teammates?
Yeah, this home run champ right here, actually. So seeing him in the home run derby was insane. And we all know what Nathaniel and Jason have been doing, just having a great summer. And, you know, they had, you know, great highlights in the summer, you know. I mean, in the All-Star game. So, you know, I saw Jason had a great swing, and Nate got on base and scored for us. And, you know, Tommy's a home run champ. You know, that was insane. So congratulations to those guys.
1-1 the count to Gooden. Runner on first. Nobody out.
Good take.
2-1. You mentioned earlier that you became a better pitcher. What's one thing you wish you knew coming out of high school that you now know?
Like I said, definitely, you know, I'm never going to be I was never worried about velocity, you know. I'm always throw strikes and get my ground balls, you know. A baby could swing. So I always knew I wasn't going to, you know, blow it by you. You know, I'm going to stay nasty, and I know I have good stuff, and I have great movement on everything. So it's just a matter of fact throwing strikes, you know, like winning every pitch. And if I don't win it, next one at the end of the day. So, yeah, I think that really, like, helped me out a lot.
In steps Jason Delviar after the single by Tommy Gooden. 2 runners on for the Barons. Can you explain your pitching arsenal and how you learned each pitch?
Yeah, I mean, always threw a standard 2-seam. I always knew growing up I was going to throw everything that moved. Nothing was straight. And then I tried to change up growing up when I was a kid. And I actually was giving up home runs on change-up. And going up to my freshman year of high school, oh, my God, I hated the change-up. So I was just playing in my room, and I was like, oh, I split the ball in half. There you go. That's my splitter.
Okay.
And then, obviously, cutter slider. That took a while until, like, getting to college, my first year in Cerritos, just talking to some of those older guys there and playing catch with them. And I had no idea, like, having a real pitching coach until I got to Cerritos. So shout out to Max Gibbs. He helped me out so much my first year. So he really helped me out with my pitches, and obviously went over next year with Fernley and just got him even better from there.
You mentioned the cutter and the slider. What were the difficult parts?
Get out ball.
Delviar drives one
pitch,
into left center. That's over the wall. 3-run home run for the Barons. Swing. And it's now an 18-4 game. Second home run on the season for Jason Delviar.
That's that all-star right there.
I think you're good luck. You got to stay on the rest of the game.
Yeah, I got to, man. Here we go, comeback season. Oh, baby kid. Way to look for that home run pitch.
So Delviar celebrates with his teammates. 18-4 is the score after the 3-run home run. But going back to that cutter and slider, what made that so difficult to learn, those 2 pitches?
Obviously, the slider is. I try to, like, I don't know. I feel like the slider, I got to have a bigger break, and fastball really rip it. You know, it's just like when I had the fastball slider, it was like too big of a mile per hour difference. So I needed something in the middle. So just messing with it in Utah Valley helped me out a lot. So, you know, playing catch with some of my teammates there, I was just messing around with grips. And I feel like that's what a lot of pitching is. It's just playing with grips at the end of the day, you know. And whenever you find it, just roll with it, you know. And a lot of it is trust, so that really helps out. Get over, come on.
On the ground for the third baseman. Gomez records the out for out number 1 of the inning. Again, we're chatting here with Franky Lopez here in the broadcast booth. Barons have put up 3 runs in the home half of the 6th inning.
Come to the plate for the Barons.
Who got you into baseball? What's your earliest baseball memory?
Repeat that one more time. I'm sorry. I didn't hear
Yeah,
you.
you're good. Who got you into baseball? Was there an older sibling, a father?
So it was actually my uncle, you know. I said from my mom's side, especially, you know, growing up being from just my mom. So my uncle took me out to the park, and as a kid, I was never really good, I'm being honest, you know. I always looked up to my older brother just because my brother, when we were kids, he was just, you know, that big kid that just overpowered everybody because he's a big kid. So, yeah, I looked up to my brother, and obviously I wasn't good. So I felt like just working hard, and I was like, you know what, like I want that attention, you know. So just continue working hard, and you know, my grandpa, rest in peace, you know, he helped me out a lot. So a lot of it is because of him. So yeah, he brought me out through a long way. So just with the mindset and being a pitcher, and yeah, I mean, I do it for him.
0-2 the count to shortstop J.J. Nielsen. 1 out in the inning, base is empty. Bottom 6.
Yeah, baby.
1-2 the count. Do you have a favorite baseball movie?
Ooh, favorite baseball movie. Probably Sandlot. You know, you can't go wrong with Sandlot. I love. or Major League. Major League is funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Major League.
Little Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, I love that movie.
To strikeout of Nielsen, the catcher does throw over to first in time. Out number 2.
Yeah.
So in your experience, you played a couple years now with the Barons. What's it like to try and get that chemistry with players, especially you as with a pitcher working with catchers, but so quickly with guys coming from different programs?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I love meeting new people. You know, like I don't know. I just love engaging and interacting with everybody. You know, it's fun to meet new people. You know, baseball's a small world at the end of the day. So, yeah. I mean, whenever I meet a catcher, that's like my brother right there. You know what I mean? That's my battery. So you got to trust him, you know, trust him to call your game, trust him to call your pitches. And if you guys aren't on the same page, you know, you communicate with that. But for the most part, you know, Nigel and Campo have been amazing. So shout out to them, man. They've been a big part of why I'm having success. And, you know, like I said, shout out to them. Baby Campo.
2-out single for Isaac Ocampo, and the inning stays alive for the Barons. They've already put up 3 runs here in the inning. In steps Alejandro Torres.
Go Hondo.
You mentioned Hondo's nickname. Do you have a favorite nickname on the team between all the guys?
Well, that's a great question. I probably like just Chips, man. Chip. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. He's a funny dude, man. I love that little man. I mean, it's scary, you know, what happened first inning, but seeing him with a smile on his face every day, he's always bringing that vibe, that energy. So, great kid, man. I can't wait to see him just grow up and have a great college career.
Did you ever have a nickname playing baseball?
So my original name is Francisco, but I mean, I find that a little weird when people call me that. So I always just prefer Franky, and I don't know, I feel like that describes me a little bit. Franky, you know, you expect that's like a little kid name, you know. So I feel like that's my personality, man. A little kid, a little big kid.
Okay. You mentioned that you have Bad Bunny and Kendrick Lamar in the pregame playlist. What are some of your favorite songs by those 2 artists?
I'll probably say Después de la Playa by Bad Bunny, you know. Just love that like beach theme song, and it's just summer, you know, like it gets you everybody in the right vibe, even if you don't even know Spanish, you know, that beat just gets you going. And then Kendrick Lamar, I really love Not Like Us, you know, because they not like us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just after beating somebody, you know, they're not like us, you know, like you got to show you're a dog. So Kendrick Lamar has really been my favorite artist, and not just because we're both from Compton, you know?
Right.
But yeah, he's awesome. I love Kendrick Lamar.
No, it's cool that, you know, Compton's always produced a lot of talented, whether it's ball players or rappers and other talents, but to see Kendrick Lamar really rally the city, and it's crazy because that's a diss track, right?
Yeah.
Not Like Us, but it's such an anthem too, like you said, to kind of like make you feel confident. You can use it in a sports setting or just so many different settings. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So after the foul ball, the catcher, Cole Snyder, will stay in the game. They had the trainer check out his foot. It's a 1-2 count to Alejandro Torres. Ocampo's a runner at first base. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th.
Come on, Hondo.
Here's the 1-2.
No.
Ah.
Oof.
Pretty generous call there, and it's strike 3. Hondo goes down looking for out number 3 of the inning. All right, so the last question we like to ask guys before they head out.
Yep.
What's your favorite place to eat in your hometown?
Oh. Ooh, that's a great question. Damn, that's a great question. Probably just any street tacos right there by my house, you know. Shout out to Compton, and, you know, I stay loyal to my people here. So obviously the street tacos right there by my house. Shout out to them. Shout out to all the hard workers, and I'm a big fan of them tacos. So
Okay.
yeah.
Again, top of the 7th inning. That was Franky Lopez. When we come back, the Barons are trailing 18-4. Thanks for making the time.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons, a left-hander from Cypress College this past 2 seasons by the name of Jason Thomas. Jason Thomas stands at 6'1", made 22 appearances in the spring, 37 innings, 3 saves, an ERA of 4.51, 49 strikeouts in those 37 innings, correction. 5th pitcher of the evening. Chopper to the right side of the infield. Mertz will have to hustle to get out. Cook not going to be in time. Cook can really fly. It's an infield single. Infield single for Elijah Cook. 13th hit of the evening. Thomas makes his 5th appearance on the season for the Academy Barons. The ERA ballooned a little bit in his last outing, or actually 2 outings ago. He wasn't able to record an out and did give up 3 runs. Drives us into center field. Torres right there. Out number 1. Liam O'Day retired. So 2 pitches, 1 out. Both players first pitch swinging. And steps Michael Myra. Again, 5 games so far now for Thomas. 0-1 the record. 15.75 ERA. And that's really ballooned up because he gave up 3 runs on July 2nd without recording an out. Was hit with the loss in that game as well. Breaking ball into right center, and it'll fall. Cook looks for third base, but now heads back to second as Belfonte gets to it quickly. Second single of the inning. Waves lead 18-4. 9 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and they've been shut out thanks to Brad Grinlinger on the mound. Finishes the day only allowing 4 hits, no runs, no walks either. Picked up 3 strikeouts and 2 in the 3rd inning and used 35 pitches. It was Valenzuela who started the game, Isaac Fernandez, J.J. Nolan, Brad Grinlinger, and now Jason Thomas. First pitch, strike 2, Palmares. Palmares and Thomas had a few battles. Saddleback College and Cypress College play in the same conference. A lot of talented players in the Orange Empire Conference. We've had a few guys on the broadcast, and there's a lot of guys here on the roster for the Barons. Isaac Ocampo at Golden West. Nathaniel Williams at Santa Ana College. One to 1 the count. Move over to second, no throw. Valenzuela and Fernandez are both Fullerton College guys. Jimmy Welsher and Hudson LaBarbera, 2 former Orange Coast College guys. Foul tips it into the glove. Strike 2. Palmares and the Saddleback College Bobcats won the state championship back in 2024. This past season in 25, Mount Sac Mounties won the state championship, and that ended a streak of 6 straight years as the championship was won by a team from the Orange Empire Conference. Into the air, left field. Lujan calls off Torres and makes the catch in the gap for out number 2. Again, 6 straight years. If you go back to 2019, Orange Coast College won it. There was no championship due to the COVID pandemic in 2020 and 2021. Riverside City won it in 2022. The Santa Ana Dons won it in 23. Saddleback College won it in 24. And Mount Sac won it this past spring in 2025. Cypress was in the championship Final Four, but lost in the semifinals. First pitch, Sasitko comes up empty. Ken Thomas and the Cypress Chargers won the Orange Empire Conference this season and went on to the state championship. 2 teams from the south, 2 teams from the north. Into the air, foul, right side. 0-2 the count. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Cook is at second base. Myra at first. The 0-2. Upstairs to Sasidko. Another one of those Saddleback College players here on the roster for manager Jake Rico. A lot of guys from Palomar College, a lot of guys from Southwestern, a lot of guys from Saddleback College here on the roster. One-two is a breaking ball on the ground for Nielsen. Nielsen can't glove it cleanly, and it does get into center field. So another run, an unearned run for the San Diego Waves here in the top of the 7th. 19-4 is the score. So 19-4 is the score after the E6 made by J.J. Nielsen. In steps a 2-hitter, Brendan Shanahan, who pinch hit for Jacob May in the 5th inning. Right on the edge of the zone, little 2-seam action on the fastball from Jason Thomas. Myra, the runner, at second. Sisitko at first. Back-to-back strikes there. Shanahan finds himself in an 0-2 count. He struck out looking for the 3rd out in the top of the 5th inning. Shanahan steps back in after a long pause. Looked like catcher Isaac Ocampo came out of his crouch. Maybe he called time. Count remains 0-2. In the home half of the 7th, we'll see the top of the order for the Barons. Big breaking ball, and that catches the edge of the zone for strike 3. Shanahan goes down looking for the second time this evening. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Big thanks again to our interviewees this evening. Early in the game, we had Casey Molina, one of the new arms that the Barons added this week. And then we had Franky Lopez, a starter. He played 2 seasons ago for the Barons in 2023. He had a dominant year, and he ended up playing for the CCL South team in the showcase game last night. Pitched the 2nd inning, and he talked about that adversity he faced. Gave up a walk and a single, or he gave up a single, but his shortstop made an error, and there was 2 runners on, but he was able to get the next 3 guys out and prevent a run from coming to score in that showcase inning. Mertz, Williams, and Lujan, the 3 batters, due up for the Barons here in the home half of the 7th inning stretch. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. There are 5 more games here at home this year. If you can't make it out to the game, we'll typically go live about 10 minutes before, give you a brief preview on both teams. Again, 5 more games, 2 more games this week, and then actually, is it 4 more games? It's 4 more games. 2 more games this week and 2 games next week. So Friday and Saturday evening. And then next week, games on Tuesday and Saturday evening. So those are the final 4 home games for the Academy Barons this summer. The 2025 season has really flown by. The Barons are 8-18, still hoping to finish strong. A lot of players still looking for new homes. Nathaniel Helton still on the mound for the San Diego Waves. We'll see how long of a leash they give him. He came in the game in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mertz is 1 for 3, a single back in the 3rd inning. Flew out to center field in his last at-bat. Skies the first pitch behind us. In the home half of the 6th inning, we had 3 runs come in on the 3-run blast by Jason Delviar. Lujan, Gooden, and Delviar all scored. 19-4, Barons trail. Outside. 1-1 the count. Mertz announced earlier this summer that he'll continue playing baseball at Mount Sac Community College this upcoming school year. One of 10 players on the roster as he's down now in a 1-2 count. But one of 10 players on the roster to play and train here at the Academy growing up. Foul ball. Count remains at 1-2. He was good friends with Isaac Ocampo and eventually played with him at a couple years at Servite High School. Mertz went on to transfer to Canyon High School for his senior season. Foul tips it into the glove. It's a strikeout for out number 1 in the home half of the 7th. First strikeout of the inning and second strikeout of the outing for Nathaniel Helton. Helton came into the game back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Went 1-2-3 in the 5th, gave up 3 runs in the 6th. In steps Nathaniel Williams. High and inside. Williams had to lean out of the way. 1-0 the count. And Williams, one of 5 players to play in the showcase game yesterday. Had a chance to chat with him and talk about how he and his 2 other brothers, 3 total, they're all switch hitters, all played at Santa Ana College. All had pretty good collegiate careers. Williams just finished his freshman season for the Dons. He has a favorable 2-0 count at the plate. He's 0 for 3 on the evening. On the season, he's batting .365, but at one point he was hitting in the high 470s earlier this year. Leads the team with 23 starts on the season. Second with 4 home runs. Out of play, left side. 2-1 the count. And he's a switch hitter because his older brother James, at 12 years old, started switch hitting with his dad. And then the middle brother Thomas eventually became a switch hitter, and Nathaniel followed. He's been switch hitting since about 6 years old, he said. Misses the inner part of the zone. 3-1 the count. Has more power from the left side of the plate. Here's the 3-1. Doesn't get a chance to show that power as he works a walk. A 1-out base runner. Home half of the 7th. Barons trail 19-4. In steps Antonio Lujan. He reached on an error by the shortstop to begin the 6th inning, and that's how the rally got started. An error, a single, and the 3-run blast by Jason Del Villar. Thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. Connor Gomez holds the runner at first base. Upstairs. 1-0 the count. Lujan made 44 starts for Azusa Pacific this past spring. Backdoor breaking ball finds the zone. 1-1. He had 10 home runs and drove in 42. Finished the season with a batting average of .284. Skies this one into the air, right field, foul territory. Sisitko watches this one go into the bullpen. Moves the count to 1-2. When we had Franky Lopez on during the home half of the 6th, Lujan hit a foul ball that had the distance of a home run, but was about 10 feet foul of the foul pole down there in right field. He only has 1 home run on the summer season, but very good hitter. Looks very comfortable in all counts. Doesn't matter if it's a 1-1 count, a 2-2 count. If he's ahead or behind, he's always pretty comfortable up there in the box. That time he chases one downstairs. He's out for number 2. So 2 outs. In steps the DH Tommy Gooden. Did pick up a single. And with that single, we have to go find it in the notes. He's currently on a little hitting streak. With that last single, he's now on an 8-game hitting streak if you're not counting the CCL Showcase game against his hitting streak. 1-0 the count as that first pitch misses outside. He's really come on during this middle part of the season for the Barons, just as an individual, showing you that power and why Vanderbilt recruited him to play baseball there. Tommy Gooden was another interviewee we had early on in the season. He helped Camarillo High School win the Division IV CIF Southern Section Championship in 2024. Barely finds the zone there. 2-1 the count. Pause here from Helton. Runner on first, 2 outs. Lifts this foul out of play. Foul ball evens the count at 2-2. Two outs. Williams, the runner at first base. Bottom of the 7th. The 2-2 from Helton. Downstairs, Gooden showing good discipline there. Runs the count full with 2 outs. Expect Williams to be in motion. Jason Del Villar is the batter on deck. Helton shakes off a few. Now it does come set. Drives this into right field. Does it stay fair? It does by a matter of inches. Williams gets the wave from third base. Gooden has a stand-up 2-out double. 19-5 is the score. So another extra base hit, another RBI for Mr. Tommy Gooden. Barons picked up 1 in the second, 3 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh. Their pitching has been pretty good as of late, but of course today happened to be a blip in the trend as of late. 19 runs given up by this pitching staff. And steps Jason Del Villar. He hit the 3-run home run in his last at-bat. First pitch right there. Looked like a good pitch to hit from Helton. Del Villar 2 for 3 on the evening. In the dirt. 1-1 the count. Got another player looking for a new home. Had a chance to display his talents yesterday night in the showcase game. Lots of college scouts at that game last night. The South defeated the North by a score of 8-5. Just misses the front door. Home plate umpire Spigner says that's a tad low. 2-1 the count. A lot of movement there on the breaking ball. Del Villar has a hitter's friendly count, 2-1. Tommy Gooden at second base. Skies this into the air, deep left center field, but a chance for Elijah Cook to get underneath it and makes the grab for out number 3. Barons do pick up 1 more run. They trail now 19-5. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. When we come back, the top of the 8th inning after this break. Top of the 8th inning. Anthony Tompkins will lead things off. He took over at the DH position in the 6th inning, struck out looking. That was against Brad Grindlinger. We've seen 5 pitchers this evening for the Academy Barons. Jason Thomas on the mound. It was Wilfredo Valenzuela who started the game, only lasted an inning. Isaac Fernandez followed and only picked up 1 out. J.J. Nolan then put out the fire and pitched 2 1/3 innings. Grindlinger followed with 2 1/3. Now Jason Thomas, who pitched a clean 7th inning. 19-5 is the score. The Waves lead the Barons in the top of the 8th. First pitch strike. A lot of movement on the lefties pitching. He'll have a two-seamer that runs away from right-handed hitters, as well as that changeup. Can also throw you that slider. Pretty good velocity, too, from the left-hander. Seen him get into the high 80s this season. 1-1 the count. Upstairs for ball 2. It'll be Tompkins, Snido, and Gomez, the 3 batters due up here in this half of the inning. Second to last game of the season for the San Diego Waves. Again, they're an affiliate team here in the CCL. Outside, ball 3. So it was a first pitch strike, and now 3 straight misses from Thomas. Fifth outing of the season. All have been in relief. The 3-1 misses well outside. An easy take. Tompkins leads the inning off with a walk. Again, thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Looks like Nate Norman's going to take over at catcher for Cole Snido. He's a pinch hitter here. Saw a lot of pinch hitters in the 6th and 7th inning for manager Jake Rico. So Norman wears number 5 today. First pitch to him misses. Norman listed as a catcher. We'll assume he takes over behind home plate for Snido. Foul ball into the padding. That's a 1-ball, 1-strike count now. And second to last game, the last game of the season for the Waves in the CCL will be Saturday, July 19th, 2 days from now. They'll take on the Caneo Oaks. Very short season for the San Diego Waves. Just misses the bottom of the zone. 2-1 the count to the new catcher. And they're 4-6 on the year. This is game number 11. They'll finish the CCL season with 12 games played. They also play in the Western Baseball Association. 35-plus combined games in 2 different leagues. Foul ball right side. 2-2 the count as that one goes out of play. They'll go on to play in the NBC World Series over in Kansas at the end of the month of July. The 2-2. Breaking ball upstairs. Runs the count full. We'll see if they put that runner in motion. Nobody out. Top of the 8th. Middle infield for the Barons looking for a double play ball. Thomas comes set. Full count pitch. Breaking ball. Misses upstairs. Couldn't quite get on top of those last 2 pitches, and it's back-to-back walks issued here to begin the 8th inning. Now we'll see pitching coach A.J. Monterez call time and make his way to the mound. We'll see if this is just time to get the next reliever warm. Some guys moving around, no one throwing yet in the Academy Barons bullpen. A.J. Monterez played in the California Collegiate League, never for the Barons, but he did play for the Santa Paula Halos back in the 2014 season. He's a local kid, grew up in Hawthorne, played at Glendale College 2 seasons, and then eventually transferred to Cal State Bakersfield and played 2 seasons there, earned second-team All-Conference his senior season. Heard a lot of good things about him from the pitchers that we've had on during the course of the season when we've had interviews during the broadcast. Also had a chance to chat with A.J. Monterez during some downtime of the season, either before games or after games, or on days like yesterday at the CCL Showcase. He helped Tommy Gooden win the Home Run Derby as he was the coach throwing BP. First pitch, foul out of play to Connor Gomez. And again, so a big moment for Tommy Gooden, but couldn't have done it without his pitching coach, A.J. Monterez. The two are working at a really strong pace, and they picked up 18 home runs in that championship round. 0-2 the count as Gomez chases one, maybe outside the zone. It was Tommy Gooden against Devin Wilkes of the Conejo Oaks in the championship round of the Home Run Derby. Gooden went first. He picked up 18 home runs. Devin Wilkes put up a good challenge and finished at 13. This one's driven into left field and deep. Lujan races back, and one hops the wall. One run comes in to score for the Waves. It's now a 20-5 ball game. Just a pitch that caught too much of the plate on an 0-2 count. Thomas doesn't have the control he did in the 7th inning. 20-5 is the score. Waves have picked up 9 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 1 in the 6th. Now 1 in the 8th. Up the middle, no chance for Nielsen as it does get into center field. Another run comes across to score, 21-5. An RBI single for Elijah Cook. So Norman comes in to score. Thomas is yet to record an out. There's a guy getting loose, throwing now in the bullpen for the Academy Barons. In steps Liam O'Day, the new third baseman. Swing and a miss for strike one. O'Day's first at bat was in the 7th inning. He flew out to center field. Took over at third base for Jacob Hudson, who had a rough day both at the plate and fielding-wise. Made an error, and then there's probably 2 that he told you, or he would tell you, that he should have had. O'Day's down in the count 0-2. Hudson finishes the day 1 of 3 with 2 strikeouts. O'Day's 0 for 1. Second at bat of the evening, down in an 0-2 count. Above the zone for ball 1. Gomez, the runner at third. Cook, the runner at first. Waves lead 21-5. And O'Day goes down via the strikeout, out number 1. Second strikeout of the outing for Jason Thomas. Big first out there, and a ground ball could end the inning for the Barons. And steps Michael Myra. He's one of the 2 players in the lineup that haven't been subbed out, both him and Elijah Cook. He's behind on the fastball. 85 on the radar gun. Myra picked up a single in his last at-bat. 1 for 4 and drew a walk. Came around to score in the second. Bloops this one into the right side of the infield. Del Villar right there at first base makes the grab for out number 2. 2 outs, 2 runners on. In steps Austin Palmares, the shortstop. He flew out to left field in his last at-bat back in the 7th inning. Thomas hopes to finish this inning after giving up 2 runs early on. Now has 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Just misses the top of the zone, ball 1. In the home half of the 8th inning, Barons will send up the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Belfonte, Nielsen, and Ocampo. That does catch the top of the zone. Very similar spot to that last pitch. 1-1. We'll see if they send out Nathaniel Helton or a new pitcher on the mound for the Waves. Breaking ball just misses the zone. 2-1. Two and one the count. Del Villar holds the runner at first base. 2 outs. Another breaking ball. Very similar spot. And it's ball 3. Batter on deck is the right fielder Dmitry Sositko. That's ball 4. Bases are now loaded. Third walk of the inning. Palmares at first base, Cook at second, Gomez at third. Sositko came in as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning, taking over for Matthew Thomas. Sositko had a single in his first at-bat, reached on an error in the 7th, 1 of 2. And he comes up empty on the first pitch. 0-1 the count. Sositko has a lot of speed coming out of the batter's box, so no grounder is routine for any of the infielders. Decides to hold up on his swing. Good decision as it moves the count to 1-1. Barons trail 21-5. Bases loaded. 1-1 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Into the air, right field, and it drifts foul. The Barons will take on the San Diego Bombers tomorrow night, and Saturday they'll host the Philippines Baseball Group. Both games will start at 6:05. If you can't make it to the ballpark, tune into the live stream. We'll go live about 10 minutes before final 2 home games of the week. 4 more home games on the season. Thomas comes set. Here's the 1-2. Just misses upstairs. Some of the home fans wanted that one called a strike. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Thomas comes set. Foul ball right side, out of play. So Sositko putting up a battle at the plate. Home plate umpire gets some new baseballs. Gomez the runner at third, Cook at second, Palmares at first. 2 outs. Here's the 2-2 from Thomas. Another foul ball just over the net and out of play. The single in the 5th inning gives Sositko now 11 hits on the year, 11 hits and 35 at-bats. Hitting .300 on the season. Swings and misses, that's strike 3. Sositko retired, and Thomas does get out of the inning. Does allow 2 runs here in the top of the 8th. Waves lead 21-5 in the bottom of the 8th. Cole Belfonte will lead things off for the Barons when we come back. New pitcher on the mound for the San Diego Waves, wearing number 45. It's a right-hander by the name of Peyton Perry. Played this past season at Palomar College. First pitch to Belfonte runs inside. Both Belfonte and Del Villar were the arm sleeve. Got confused on the first glance. 1-0 count to the right fielder. 2 straight misses. It's a 2-0 count. Third pitcher of the evening we're seeing for the Waves. Starter Lucas Aguirre lasted 4 innings. Nathaniel Helton pitched 3 innings of relief. Bottom of the 8th, Barons trail 21-5. On the ground for the third baseman, O'Day plays the big hop. Over to Gomez in time for out number 1. Again, there was a lot of substitutions made, so we'll reset that defense for you for the Waves. In the outfield, it's Brendan Shanahan in left. Elijah Cook has stayed in the game at center, and Dimitri Sasidko, the new right fielder. In the infield, it's Liam O'Day at third base, who you just saw. At shortstop, still Austin Palmeiras. Michael Myra still at second, and at first base, Connor Gomez. Behind home plate, calling the balls and strikes is Nate Norman. First pitch strike to J.J. Nielsen. Nielsen picked up a single in his first at-bat. 1 of 3 on the evening. Strikeout in his last plate appearance. Outside for ball 1. Two straight pitches outside. It's a 2-1 count to J.J. Nielsen. Was an early graduate and spent this past spring at University of Hawaii. Drives this into the 5-6 hole and gets into left field. 1-out single here in the bottom of the 8th. 100 miles per hour off the bat of Nielsen, one of the strongest players here on the roster for the Barons. Was committed to the University of Hawaii to play both football and baseball. But going forward, he'll just play baseball as he looks for a new home. Currently in the transfer portal. Barons down to their final 5 outs. Chopper over to the shortstop, Palmeiras. On to second for 1, over to first, and that's an inning-ending double play. 6-4-3, Barons go down. Down to their final 3 outs. On to the top of the 9th. We'll see the 2-3-4 hitters for the Waves after this break. New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons, a right-hander who wears number 16 by the name of Wesley Wells. Wells will play this upcoming season at Claremont McKenna College. Stands at 5'10". 6'10" would be pretty tall. But he stands at 5'10". He's having a conversation with Isaac Ocampo. Barons trail 21-5 here in the top of the ninth. Thanks again for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. 4 more home games after tonight. Tomorrow against the Bombers. Saturday against the Philippines Baseball Group. They'll hit the road on Sunday. Tuesday they'll host the Arroyo Seco Saints. Hit the road on Wednesday, and then Saturday host the San Diego Bombers for their final home game of the season. They'll finish on the road on Sunday, July 27th. First pitch from Wells hits the batter. Shanahan is awarded first base. So a leadoff base runner, you're in the top of the ninth. If we can pull up the outing or the stats from Wesley Wells' last outing, it was an inning to forget. He came in also in the top of the ninth inning in a game that was out of hand. But he gave up 5 more runs in the top of the ninth. Barons ended up losing that game 13-9. It was a 8-1 game before Wells came in. First pitch strike to Tompkins, the DH. 6th pitcher of the evening we're seeing for the Barons. Into the air, foul territory. Del Villar races, had it in his glove, and it popped up. Would have been a tough play as he had to be wary of the wall. It's now an 0-2 count. Pats himself on the chest as if to say, my bad. Tough play for the first baseman. 0-2 the count. Runner on first is Shanahan. Tompkins steps back in. On the ground, right side of the infield. Slow dribbler for Mertz, and he records the out at first. Only play. Moving to second is Shanahan. 1 out of the inning for catcher Nate Norman. In the bottom of the ninth, we'll see the 9-1-2 hitters for the Academy Barons. Torres, Mertz, and Williams. 3 batters due up. And thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Driven well into left field. Lujan towards the track. Has time to get underneath that one. Norman just missed it. Out number 2. Allowed out number 2. In steps the first baseman, Connor Gomez. So the last out for the Waves here. Runner in scoring position. They lead 21-5. 21 hits off 21 runs off 16 hits. 1 error defensively. Barons have 5 runs off 10 hits. Skies another one into left field. Another chance for Lujan. Comes in a few steps and makes the grab for out number 3. So relatively easy inning there for Wesley Wells. Works around the leadoff hit batter. 6 pitches, 3 outs. On to the bottom of the ninth. Barons send up their final 3 batters. Torres, Mertz, and Williams, barring any substitutions when we come back. 21-5 is the score. Bottom of the ninth, Barons will send their 9-1 two-hitters. Thanks again for tuning into Academy Barons here on the Barons YouTube channel. It's been a rough evening for the Barons, but there's still 7 games left on the season, 4 of which will be here at the MLB Youth Academy. If you can't make it out to the ballpark, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. All 4 games will start at 6:05. We have tomorrow, Saturday evening, next Tuesday, and the final home game is Saturday, July 26th. Those are the final 4 broadcasts and final 4 home games for the Academy Barons. In steps Alejandro Torres, 0 for 3 on the evening. First pitch in for strike 1. Peyton Perry back for a second inning of work. Third pitcher the Waves have only used 8 pitches to get out of the 8th inning. Drives this well into left field, but it's going to be in the glove of Shanahan as he races back towards the line. Allowed out number 1. Best contact that Torres has made in quite some time. Sometimes it doesn't always result in hits. In steps the leadoff hitter, Chip Mertz. It's a good sign to see Mertz stay in the game. He had a nasty collision in the top of the first inning with right fielder Jacob Konofsky. Konofsky had to be carted off the field, and Belfonte replaced him in the lineup. We hope Konofsky's okay. 1-0 the count as the first pitch was outside. Puts this on the ground for the shortstop, Paul Myers. He backs up over to first in time for out number 2. 2 quick outs for the right-hander, Peyton Perry. Barons down to their final out in the bottom of the ninth. 21-5 is the score. Nathaniel Williams steps up. He's still looking for his first hit. He's 1 for 3. Drew a walk in his last at-bat and eventually came around to score on the RBI double by Tommy Gooden. Very talented player from Santa Ana College. Was hitting over 400 for much of the season, but these last 4 games has only picked up 1 hit. First pitch strike. Playing a lot of third base now down the stretch. Started the season at second base. 1-1. But with DJ Akiyama no longer on the roster, Nielsen slides over to short. Williams goes to third and Mertz plays second. Generous strike call there. Home plate umpire might want to go home. I don't blame him. 1-2 the count. Bottom of the 9th inning. Outside. Well outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Base is empty. 2 outs. Perry comes set. 2-2 gets past the catcher. Pitch runs the count full. Tony Aluhan is the batter on deck if the inning were to continue and Williams finds a way to get on base. He'll play baseball this upcoming season at Santa Ana College, his sophomore year. Hit .314 as a freshman and was named first team all-conference at the utility position. Played 16 games in left field, 7 at third, 7 at first, 1 in center, 1 at DH, and that one is a strikeout. Perry picks up a strikeout to end the ball game. So the San Diego Waves come out on top. Final score of 21-5. They advance to 5-6 in the CCL season. Again, they're an affiliate team. They're also playing in the Western Baseball Association, so that's why they've played so few games. The Barons now fall to 8-19. They've now lost 7 games in a row, and they've lost 10 of their last 11 games. So it's been that kind of month for the Academy Barons here in July. The Barons have 2 more home games this weekend, so we'll see how they fare. They host the San Diego Bombers tomorrow evening, and then the Philippines baseball group Saturday evening. First pitch for both those games start at 6:05. The winning pitcher is Lucas Aguirre, the starter, who lasts 4 innings, gives up only 5 hits, 1 earned run, and picks up 1 strikeout in the victory. Wilfredo Valenzuela picks up the loss. He gave up 9 earned runs, Back in the first inning, 5 hits, 2 walks, and he only lasted 1 inning for the Academy Barons. An evening to forget, that's for sure. It's the last time the Barons will face the Waves. They finish 0-2 on the season against the affiliate team, get 8-19 on the year, while the Waves advance to 5-6. We hope Jacob Konofsky's okay. We also want to say thank you to our 2 interviewees today, Casey Molina earlier in the game, and then Franky Lopez in the 6th inning. Again, for Oliver, TJ, our interviewees, Casey Molina and Franky Lopez. My name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. We wish you guys a good night, and we'll see you next time.